Florida, it is so important your air conditioner works perfectly every time. That's why I suggest a call to our friends at Mills Air. In business since 1992, that's 30 years of experience in keeping Central Florida nice and cool. And their techs are awesome. They can service any brand out there. Don't worry about what kind of AC you have. And Mills Air is a Carrier factory authorized dealer, which means up to $1,275 in rebates towards a brand new Carrier unit. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier, and you can always turn to family owned and operated Mills Air. Call today and schedule your appointment. 407-277-1159. Online, millsair.com.
This is Monster Jam. Witness big air, two-wheel skills, backflips, and all-out racing. Monster Jam, as big as it gets. Brought to you by BKT Tires and Morgan & Morgan. Visit MorganMonsterJam.com for your $20 ticket for Morgan & Morgan. Visit website for restrictions and details. Coming to Camping World Stadium March 2nd. You have to see it live, so don't miss it.
This is Jeff Kaufman from the injury law firm of Kaufman & Lind and the Under Oath podcast. A little more free advice. Any conversation you have with the insurance company after you get into an accident will be recorded. Everything you say can and will be used against you. For example, when they ask you how you're doing, these are not words of concern. These are traps to keep them from paying your medical expenses. Simply reply with, I've been told to avoid answering questions like this. It's not if, but when you get into an accident. I'm attorney Jeff Kaufman. Contact me at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546.
Looking to hire the right employee? Find them at the Florida Jobs Now job fair, fljobsnow.com for more info.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman & Lind Studios. Why Kaufman & Lind? Because you matter. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Now is your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Check. C-H-E-C-K. Check. That's check. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm. Good luck.
Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers.
Are now listening to the Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.1.
That's right, guys. Here we go on a Tuesday edition of the Jim Colbert Show. Man, do we have a good program for you today. Lots of cool stuff going on. Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate that as we do every single day. We'll get you caught up on what's happening out there at 3:20 with Deb's Woke News. 3:45, our very last Froggers football forecast. We'll figure out who picked it right for the Super Bowl this year. 4 o'clock, what'd you do that's new? We'll go over Ross's choice of Little Dicky's video, Jail Part 1. We'll move on to my selection. 4 o'clock, a special sports edition with Brandon Kravitz checking in on a Tuesday. He'll be checking in from the Kia Center as the Magic prepare to play the Thunder tonight. 5 o'clock hour, it's Only Monday with our buddy Scott Brown from Edgewater Family Wealth. Trivia that day. Man, we have so many trivia prizes. Bargatze, API, STEMFest tickets. We'll end the show up with your thoughts and last call. Welcome to the program. I am Jim. To my left, my lovely and very dangerous co-host, Ms. Deb Roberts.
Hello there.
Straight ahead producer, Jack Bradshaw.
Good afternoon. Ross
is out today taking care of a few things. He'll be back with us tomorrow, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Find us easily on social, Instagram, Facebook, at The Jim Colbert Show, on Twitter, just at Jim Colbert Show, and, of course, all day, every day at JimColbertLive.com. How you guys doing today?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
3-day weekend. Felt like cheating yesterday. I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I have to tell you.
Dirty.
We're not going to do that again.
Dirty.
We're not going to do that again. Here's the thing. I mean, Jack brings up a very good point. So
that you felt dirty?
Well, no. I always feel a little dirty. But
he likes it.
But yesterday, or this year, we decided that we were collectively going to take the Super Bowl off. I think all shows did it. Mm-hmm. And so talking today, and I was like, Jack said it right. Jack's like, we should not do that because there's so much to talk about post Super Bowl Sunday, and we work at 1:30 in the afternoon. There's really no reason to do it. We're not like going to be out there slamming beers till 4 a.m. because our team won or didn't win.
It's one of those events where everyone has some understanding, expectation, views, opinions on it. it's that one thing you could talk about that appeals to the majority of people we're ever going to reach.
You know, it's we have so few of those communal experiences anymore, right? It used to be that, you know, if something was on TV, everybody had to be around the TV at the same time in order to see it.
Yeah.
The Super Bowl is really one of those last things that we get to do as a country.
So what
I would agree with that.
We need you to do, ladies and gentlemen, is I would say early January of 2025. Just email me, remind me that we're working.
Yeah.
so I can let everyone else know.
Yeah, and CC me on that.
Yeah.
All right, 407.
Why, you won't read it?
916-1041. That's a very good point, Deb. And if I missed that, Deb, you know what? Didn't get it. Sorry. Oh, did get it the whole time. It was right there the whole time.
He's getting better.
Way better.
Ever since he read that article I wrote about leaders responding immediately to messages.
No, I swear to God, I did read that. And there's, look, I'm not one of these guys that reads these self-help books. I've got tons of them. I just don't read them, and it's obvious I don't. But one of the things that I did read recently was from a reputable news source that I cannot remember now. Well, I visit so many. I should make notes. I've said this a billion times. One other thing I'm working on, but one of the statements is almost all successful people, and this is even in the realm of all considerations of successful. Whether you think it's successful to make $75,000 a year or $750,000 a year, it doesn't matter. Those people, regardless of that monetary belt that they may or may not wear, all do a couple things. And one of those things that is across the board is they return text messages and emails promptly, usually within the hour. Most of them are within minutes of reception.
Wow, you've got a lot of work to do.
I have tons of work to do. But I will promise you, you know what I'm starting to do, and it's starting to work? I just send emails to myself. Because the one thing I do look at is my email account. It's odd, I know, because what I'll do is this. I'll read it, and I'll go, oh, I got to respond to Jack on that. Next email. It's like a little Easter egg or Christmas present. I just want to go see what's next. And then I forget to go back. But I'm changing that by emailing myself little reminders, which worked out twice this morning already. So it's a very rudimentary way to do it. There are probably considerably more efficient ways, but that's the way
extremely.
That's the way I seem to. I can apply it that way.
That's how I did it about like 8-9 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. Well, what happened was our prescriptions got changed over to another provider.
Yes.
Right. So I had to call because I'm getting prescriptions sent to one place. I go there, they're like, "Hey, that's full price, dog." And I'm like, no, it's not, dude, because I've got the paycheck that shows I pay for this every goddamn month, right? And then, of course, the tattooed pharmacist looks at me and says, "No, it ain't like that no more, player." And I said, "Oh, really?" I said, you guys keep that. I'll make a call." Sure enough, go home. Tori tells me the same thing. Like, look, you got to get this switched over. Send an email myself to call my doctor this morning, have it done. Piece of cake. You know what's funny? When you start doing this stuff, you realize it's not the burden you applied to it to begin with. Because that's what I do. I'm like, this sucks. I don't want to do this right now. And I'll put it up to the side. And then when you do it, you're like, that took a grand total of 1.5 minutes.
And the thing is, when you keep putting it off, you develop so much time to think about it.
Yeah.
It makes the project so much bigger than actually just doing it does.
And it lingers, and you don't think it does. You don't think it does.
Because all the time,
there.
I was like, oh, yeah, I got to do that. I got to do that. Yeah.
Every day when I get done writing trivia, which is the final thing I do to pull the show, because I go through all my stuff, then I write trivia. It used to be the other way around. I used to write it first and then go pull the show, right? So I do all the show stuff, get all the topics I think are worthy for this morning, until the news updates later in the day, and then I'll write trivia. And there's this weird thing off the back of my neck that when I write trivia, I'm done. Like, that's it. I'm done. I've done the most difficult thing of the morning, which is write a damn question. I think I can get past these callers of ours that are oddly good at the game.
But you usually end up writing that last one like during the commercial.
Yeah, I do. I leave the answer to be inspired.
Oh, there you go.
All right, 407.
Is that what you're calling it?
916-1041. Text us at 77031. Jack has had an interesting weekend.
Oh.
Jack is reaching that. Well, there's no point now, because in pet ownership, there is a point. There's a point where you go, okay, how much more do I want? And here's how you sell it to yourself as a pet owner. How much more do I want this animal to suffer? When in reality, what you're thinking is, how much more do I want to pour into a 12-year-old dog?
No.
No, hold on. Let me finish. Within the reason of his enjoying his life.
Right.
In other words, do I want to spend $3,000 to keep a 12-year-old dog alive who hates his life because can't move, can't eat, can't play, bowel movements are uncontrollable, those type things. Yeah, he's breathing, but what is the quality of life there? And there's a decision sometimes you have to make. And Jack, you had an interesting situation this weekend.
Yeah, so my Doug Jeter, he's actually going to be 15 in March.
Oh,
okay?
wow.
Yeah. In March,
I
he
was
turns
way off.
15. Yeah, a couple years. However, but it's not like one of those giant decisions like, okay, he needs this and it's going to cost $5,000. It's the little ones that seem to add up because every vet visit, I mean, it was $1,000 in October, and then over the weekend or Monday, yesterday was $575.
Just real quick, I'm just adding that.
Yeah.
How many purebred dogs this is in the dog show?
And that's-
So far, we're up to 1.
Yeah, that's without the blood work.
Right.
And they're like,
Oh, yeah.
we want to check it because every 2 months is like a year in human life.
Oh, yeah.
So you have to check the blood work more often.
Oh,
so
yeah.
that's another $250 they're trying to hit me up. Now we need special food because it's
Sure.
kidney issue.
Sure. And I bet are they the only ones that sell it?
They're not the only ones, but you need a prescription and it ain't cheap.
Yeah, really, Jack?
Yeah.
God, are you serious?
Yeah.
You're telling me that your vet told you that you could only get the dog that's going to keep your dog food, that's going to keep your dog alive from them? And you have to have a prescription for it? Wow.
So
Can you see the...
I've been to different vets
Yeah.
because I didn't like the you know what, and the other one they kind of give you the same answers.
Yeah. They're all in it. It's all in cahoots. It's like the NFL. It's rigged.
Yeah.
Heard that enough this weekend.
Oh,
God almighty.
No.
Oh, my God almighty. I sat there just tying a noose listening.
What do you mean? There was no on the field endorsement of Biden.
I know.
What happened?
Here's my favorite question to people who hit me with that, which I think it's you can't make a dumber argument NFL's rigged. Now, for all you people out there thinking the NFL is rigged, let me ask you one quick question. What do they have to lose?
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah.
What do they have to gain? Nothing.
Yeah.
There's nothing to gain for the NFL being rigged. If you can answer that one question, if anybody can email me, Jim Colbert at realradio.fm,
Yeah, but you
and
won't
tell
read
me why, and tell me why
Email me.
that is the case, I'll listen to you. But the fact is, they have everything to lose and nothing to gain.
Yeah.
Like, who gains from the NFL being rigged? Tell me. Who's the master player? The NFL can't bet on themselves. Right. So tell me who the master winner is in the rigged NFL conspiracy theory. That's if somebody can just point me in a direction. Because they have everything to lose. That's why you get a lot of these these podcast commentators come on and just say the most ridiculous stuff. And I ask all the same, what do they have to lose? Like, nobody considers them journalists or worth anything anyway, so they can just say whatever the hell they want, and they have nothing to lose.
They have nothing to lose, and all they have to do, all they're trying to do is to get you to pay attention to them.
Get your $7.99 a month.
Yeah.
It's amazing, but they just don't see it. I guess they don't see it. All right, 407-916-1041. You can text us at 77031. And we're done with words?
Keywords?
Yeah.
All week.
All week.
This is the final week.
All right. Okay.
Oh, yeah, I didn't put them on the sheet.
You did not.
Yeah, don't worry about it. You don't need to know.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us.
We're going to try something new, see if we can shake this.
31.
Get out of this slump.
I don't think, look, I love you, Jack. I don't think that's going to work, buddy. I think the whole keep the keyword from them plan is going to backfire in your face. But let's see how it goes, Cotton. What's coming up for news?
Well, we're going to talk about Governor DeSantis is proposing stiffer penalties for retail theft. Moving to Florida is paying off for one of the world's richest men.
Right.
And speaking of money, Valentine's Day spending on our significant others is to reach a new record.
Has it really?
We'll talk about that and more.
Now, is that a record low?
You'll have to stick around for woke news to find out.
Your 3 o'clock keyword is check, CHECK. Go to realradio.fm and send that away for your chance at $1,000. Check, guys. That is your 3 o'clock keyword. Good luck. Back in a sec with Deb's News and more of the Jim Colbert Show.
Real Radio is
The Monsters in the Morning.
on the money. Bad Bunny.
Mira, es Bad Bunny, aquí jangueando con los monstruos en la mañana. Bad Bunny, baby.
Yeah, baby. Thank you, Mr. Bunny. Oh, my God. Yo, we are so...
The Monsters in the Morning.
Real Radio 104.1.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Travel with caution. Authorities are clearing up an accident on Lee Road eastbound between Anderson Street and I-4, causing delays westbound as well. The left lane is blocked on I-4 westbound before 417 in Seminole County. Travel with caution through there. And there's an accident on Goldenrod Road causing delays northbound before Lake Underhill Road. Travel with caution through there as well. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by HCA Florida Healthcare.
Whenever you need us, just reach out and we'll be there with more locations, more experts, and more resources to deliver the healthcare you need to comfort you and make you feel your best. Find a care site near you at hcafloridahealthcare.com.
Man, when it comes to your bathrooms, you want to make sure that you have a great-looking bathroom, and you can lean on my friends at Rebath in Mid-Florida to make sure that happens for you every single time. This is a father and son company. It's Josh and Dave Dembauer, wonderful people, and they believe in this company so much, and they work so hard to make sure that their customers are satisfied every single time. There's a very good chance that if you get your bathroom from Rebath Mid-Florida, one of those guys will be on the job, actually up there hands-on, making sure the job gets done. Let me tell you a couple secrets about these guys that you may not know when it comes to integrity and how good they are at what they do. You know the two big box stores, the blue and the orange, the ones that deal in stuff like DIY? Rebath does their bathroom installations. So if they can trust them, you can as well. And when it comes to products, you can't beat them either. So many choices. It's insane. And not to mention, the people who install your bathroom, these guys have been with this company 14, 15 years. Check construction companies and see how often that happens. It's because they're so good at what they do, and these Google reviews are bananas as well. Rebath was very professional, no pressure estimate and install of our shower. Brian and Edwin were the installers. Both did an incredible job. They took time to address the problem and the solution before continuing the work. The day ended with them cleaning up. Polite, clean, everything was done perfectly. Can't wait to get my new bathroom from Rebath. These guys are awesome. You'll love them. Hop on board and pick your new bathroom and have it installed by our friends over at Rebath. It's RebathMidFLA.com.
Looking to hire the right employee? Find them at the Florida Jobs Now job fair, FLJobsNow.com for more info.
I'm Mark Anajar.
I'm Glenn Levine.
I'm Ellie Anajar.
And we're Anajar and Levine. Experience the Anajar and Levine difference by calling us with any of your legal needs. Call 1-800-747-FREE for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
In Office Orlando.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed? Because no two people sleep the same. Only the Sleep Number smart bed lets you each choose your individual firmness and comfort, your Sleep Number setting. The Climate 360 smart bed is so smart it actively cools or warms up to 13 degrees on either side for your ideal sleep temperature. And now, during our President's Day sale, save 50% on the Sleep Number limited edition smart bed, plus free home delivery when you add any base. Ends Monday. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
Add value and security to your property today by contacting Fence Outlet. Now offering customers 0 down and 0% financing for 12 months on any fence product. Go to fenceoutlet.com today for more details. Terms of financing apply. License number C-10252 and C-10803.
Did you know your life insurance is an asset you can sell? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life. For almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors just like you. And at abacuspays.com, we've created a free policy value calculator so you can find out the worth of your policy in just seconds. There are no fees and no obligations. Get real value from your life insurance when you need it with Abacus. Learn more at abacuspays.com.
The number one cause of accidents is distracted driving, like cell phones, eating, and playing with the radio. So leave it right here on Real Radio. Injured on the go? Just call Mo.com. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
Take your Valentine's experience to a whole new level this year with jewelry, flowers, candy, dinner, and a flyaway romantic getaway. All courtesy of International Diamond Center. Nothing says I love you like romantic jewelry from IDC. From a simple pendant to an exquisite designer ring, we've got a fantastic selection of affordable, timeless gifts. And this year, with any jewelry purchase at IDC of $129 or more, we're giving you some long stem roses, some delicious chocolates, and a gift card for dinner from Vito's or Fishbones. It's one-stop shopping for all things romantic. And if you really want to take it up a notch, we're also giving away island getaways. Just spend $5,000 on jewelry and you'll get a $500 airfare credit for a Caribbean vacation. Spend $10,000 on our jewelry and get 3 nights including airfare at a tropical resort. On us. Make this Valentine's one to remember. Let IDC help you with her jewelry, flowers, chocolates, dinner, and a romantic vacation. We've got it all. Happy Valentine's from International Diamond Center. 4 Orlando location. Restrictions apply. See store for details.
Hey, Joe Montana here. Back in my football days, I knew the importance of a strong defense. Now I'm sharing how you can help defend your health against pneumococcal pneumonia, a bacterial lung disease that can be life-threatening. If you're 65 or older or 19 or older with certain chronic conditions like diabetes or asthma, you're at increased risk. Talk to your doctor or pharmacist about vaccination and learn more at knowpneumonia.com. That's KNOW pneumonia.com.
Sponsored by Pfizer.
Over $6 billion in tax refunds were flagged by the IRS for possible identity theft in 2023. If you're in a bind this tax season, LifeLock can help. Their U.S.-based restoration specialists are dedicated to helping solve identity theft issues, and all plans are backed by the $1 Million Protection Package, which means if you lose money because of identity theft, LifeLock will reimburse you to the limits of your plan. Go to LifeLock.com and save up to 25% your first year with promo code CLAY.
Oh, this cold.
Honey?
Honey?
Honey, you need DayQuil Severe Honey.
DayQuil Severe Honey gives you powerful cold and flu symptom relief with a honeylicious taste, because life doesn't stop for a cold.
Okay, I'm ready to go.
Now I'm getting a cold.
Honey.
Try DayQuil Severe Honey for powerful cold and flu relief. DayQuil Severe with honey flavor. The daytime coughing, aching, stuffy head, fever, honeylicious, power through your day medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Hi, everyone. I'm Paul Anka.
And I'm Skip Bronson.
What happens when two old friends take their decades of experience in the business and sit down with our buddies?
You get Our Way, a brand new show from iHeart Podcast where we chop it up with our pals about everything under the sun.
Hear amazing guests like Jason Bateman, Michael Bublé, Mark Burnett, and many more as they sit down with Paul and Skip.
This is our podcast, and we're going to do it our way.
Listen to Our Way on the iHeart Radio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
At work, just pretend you're on a Zoom call with us. Your mic is off. Your mic is off. The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube. Subscribe and watch.
All right, welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show. Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Thanks so much for tuning in on this beautiful Tuesday afternoon. Hope you had a great Super Bowl. We'll get to that a little bit later with our buddy Brandon Kravitz on a special edition of sports. We'll do that at 4:20 today. Again, your 3 o'clock keyword is check, C-H-E-C-K. Go to realradio.fm and send that off for your chance to win that $1,000. We're going to end it up this week with a couple big winners. Let's do it today.
Yeah.
Check is your 3 o'clock keyword. Good luck. Welcome back. I'm Jim. Jack is here as well. Ross taking the day off. He gets his wife pregnant. All of a sudden, he rules the world and does what he wants. But here's Deb. She's got your news.
And now, it's time for Woke News.
It seems like kind of a misuse of the whole world.
On the Jim Colbert Show.
All right, and as always, Woke News is brought to you by that mortgage guy, Don. The Senate has approved a $95 billion aid package for Ukraine, Israel, and the Indo-Pacific, but Florida's 2 Republican senators cast opposing votes. Senators Marco Rubio and Rick Scott were among 29 senators who voted against the emergency defense spending bill. Most Senate Democrats supported the bill, as did nearly 24 Republicans who joined them to pass the measure. The bill faces an uncertain fate in the House. All right, Governor DeSantis is announcing a crackdown on retail theft here in Florida.
All right.
DeSantis wants to lower the requirement for felony charges from 5 thefts in 45 days to 2 or 3. The governor also wants to create a crime called aggravated retail theft and make it a second-degree felony to use social media to organize a robbery. He's also proposing tougher penalties for porch pirates, of course, who take delivered packages off of people's porches.
Sure, yeah.
Speaking of the governor, a Florida highway patrolman is being laid to rest today. 26-year-old Zachary Fink was killed in a crash involving a semi along I-95 in Port St. Lucie. Governor DeSantis was among those speaking at his memorial service. DeSantis said Trooper Fink made the decision to put on his uniform, knowing that it could lead him to giving his life for the safety of others. Fink was pursuing 30-year-old Michael Addison after the felon sped away from a previous traffic stop attempts. The man was clocked at speeds as high as 140 miles an hour.
Wow. Good Lord.
And a car that was not registered to him.
All right.
Addison was eventually apprehended and, no surprise, being held without bond.
Yeah, I think that's 3 points on your license, too.
Unbelievable. All right, a new place to quench your thirst could be coming to Orange County.
Oh.
Winter Gardens Development Review Committee will meet tomorrow to discuss allowing an HTO location to open on West Colonial Drive.
HTO. Hold on. Home. I don't know what.
The Texas-based company specializes in iced tea.
What?
And has 25 flavors.
Oh, my God.
Of iced tea.
I got to move to Winter Garden now.
Now, it already has locations in Hillsborough County and Lakeland, and it's planning to open in Leesburg and Tallahassee.
Damn, I like some iced tea, guys.
Yeah, well,
that's my fave.
Do you like iced tea?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do too.
You can tell when you're
yeah.
from up north because the only tea they sell is Lipton, and it's usually at the bottom of the grocery store shelves.
Right.
You move to the south, and
sweet tea is a thing. So I
is this thing.
I do the half and half to just kind of cut it a little bit.
Oh, the Arnold Palmer.
No, well, Arnold Palmer, isn't that tea and lemonade?
That is tea and lemonade. Yeah, yeah. Half and
So-
half is just like a half sweet, half unsweet.
Half unsweet because it's just a little more.
Yeah, and
tolerable.
they can get it syrupy sweet. Like I find that the good places for sweet tea, a lot of the barbecue restaurants do a really good job at their sweet tea. Like our friends up at Mission and Oviedo have great sweet tea. All the Sunnies and Bubaloos have great sweet tea.
It's a staple for
It is.
Florida barbecue.
it
You
is.
have to have it with good barbecue.
You absolutely do.
And I'll opt for sweet tea over soda every single time if I know the restaurant takes the time to brew it themselves. But if not, I don't.
Then you stick with soda?
Here's the thing. This is the craziest question. If you're with me and we go out, this is a question you get to hear. Do you guys have sweet tea? Yes. Is it brewed? Because they have like the soda machine sweet tea and it's terrible.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's like instant grits at a Cracker Barrel.
Oh, okay.
Speaking
Or
of which,
instant coffee.
Who has great tea?
Cracker Barrel?
Oh, yeah, the CB's got good tea.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. Good fried chicken, too.
Oh, yeah, pretty good.
All right, if you got to fill up.
I like the gift shop.
I do a lot of shopping at Cracker Barrels.
I go in there whenever I miss Paula Deen. I just go in there and smell and then walk out.
When I want to play giant checkers from my rocker.
Exactly.
Right,
Go
or-
look for some classic candies.
Yeah. Or get anything that Dolly Parton wears under her regular clothes.
Nice.
I can get some of that. Anytime I feel the need for a doily
Go
or
there.
some old candy or a cream orange soda.
Yeah.
Or a crabby 5-star waitress waiting to give me my 11 cents and change.
All right. Well, Florida gas prices are heading back up after falling 9 cents last week. The average price for a gallon of regular rose 13 cents overnight.
Yeah.
It's now sitting at $3.27. That's about 6 cents more than a week ago. A year ago, Florida's average was $3.39.
So $2.99 yesterday.
Did you really? Yeah.
At a regular joint.
Really?
Not even like my Costco cheap gas.
I was going to say, well, and our texters always come through at 77031 to let us know where what kind of gas prices they're looking at. All right, SpaceX is preparing for a special Valentine's Day this year. The company is hoping to complete 2 successful launches along Florida's East Coast tomorrow. The first would send Intuitive Machines' lunar lander on a journey to the moon's surface from the Kennedy Space Center just before 1 a.m. NASA says the goal is to investigate the moon in preparation for its crewed Artemis mission next year. SpaceX is also hoping to conduct a classified mission for the Space Force with a launch window set to open at 5:30 p.m. on Wednesday.
There you go.
All right, moving to Florida is paying off, like I said, for one of the world's richest men, Amazon founder Jeff Bezos. Recently moved to Miami from Seattle with his fiancée, and that's saving him millions.
I saw this number.
Millions and millions of dollars in taxes.
Just so gross. It's so gross that he's going to save more in taxes than most medium-sized companies make in a year.
Exactly. CNBC reports Bezos recently sold $2 billion worth of his Amazon stock. Now, if he were still in Washington State, that would have cost him over $600 million in capital gains taxes. But Florida doesn't have capital gains taxes. Bezos has sold over $30 billion in shares since 2002.
There you go.
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah,
Right?
right.
You know, if that's
Hey, man.
it's legal, right?
Yeah.
Right. And I hear his girl's got another butt lift on the way. So those aren't cheap. He's not even going to Brazil for it. He's bringing Brazil to here.
Can you get those on Amazon?
Yeah. Oh, that'd be fun.
yeah,
The irony.
I know, isn't it?
The irony.
The irony. All right, a new attraction is coming to Walt Disney World sooner than expected. The company gave an update earlier today saying Tiana's Bayou Adventure is going to open at the Magic Kingdom this summer.
Really?
The water ride is replacing Splash Mountain, which closed in January of last year. It'll feature dozens of new animatronics and will have a 50-foot drop.
Damn.
The Princess and the Frog-themed attraction is also expected to open at Disneyland in California later this year.
Very nice. New blood. It's always good.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the thing is like these, these things run their, you try to paint so many political things into it, but in reality, this park has been doing this for years. Universal's been doing this for years. I mean, how many of the OG rides are still open at Universal?
So
one
at the at Disney now they're talking about expanding for capacity reasons. I was just talking to we had some staff who was there last week for other broadcasts from other stations, and they said you need a reservation for everything now. At an ice cream shop. You go to the ice cream shop. Typically, you just wait and do you have a reservation?
Jack, you are singing. We tried taking my mom for her her birthday bathroom, for her birthday to Beaches and Cream.
Right.
A little poolside cafe.
Right.
Great malts, hamburgers, hot dogs. Used to be able to just walk right in. And now you go through this AI bot, and then you get to talk to this reservationist, and it is a thing.
Yeah, let me tell you, I saw an article in the last week, I want to say USA Today, where they're like, hey, planning a trip to Disney? It's not so easy anymore.
No, it's not.
It's not like you just walk up, grab your tickets like back in the day, and you walk in and you start going crazy, with your ticket booked or your ticket or whatever, just go ape-s. It's not like that anymore because it's so freaking busy. Everything has to be planned. And it tells you straight up, if you don't do it, that your entire trip to Disney could be ruined because when you go in expecting to do 4 or 5 things and you don't have quote-unquote reservations for them, you may get shut out and only get to experience like maybe 30% of the park that you just paid all that money for.
Right, yeah, exactly. It is crazy. It is crazy. All right, an Orlando Magic legend is going to be honored tonight. The team is going to retire the number 32 jersey of former center Shaquille O'Neal.
All right.
He's the first Magic player to have his jersey retired. The ceremony will take place after the game against Oklahoma City at the Kia Center. Shaq was drafted first overall by Orlando in 1992, and he led the team to the NBA Finals and the 94-95 season.
That's right. Maybe we can have another player from a team, from the Magic, go on to create another set of rings for another NBA team.
Oh, well, that's
we
what
can
we
hang
do.
there.
Or we're the farm team.
Or maybe that jersey in the rafters can be a reminder to the community that bitched about how much money they were talking about his contract, which forced him out of the city.
They don't need to be reminded of that. Get it out of there.
Yeah.
He's not even. Come on, man. He played
Orlando
for 4
Sentinel,
years.
I'm talking to you too.
Yeah, all of you guys, get it out of there. You should not be hanging his jersey up. It's
Let's
ridiculous.
go. Yeah, pay tribute. Come on.
No, do not.
Hey, he put that team in the finals.
Yeah, that's fine. And then we lost.
What?
Well, a lot of teams go to the finals.
Yeah, but not a lot of teams do.
Hang the jersey up there that does something.
Yeah.
I love Shaq. I think he's the greatest. I really do. I met him a bunch. Sweetest guy you ever met.
He really
He's
is.
the nicest, most famous person I've ever met in my life. And there's not even a close second. But that does not change the fact that his jersey does not deserve to be hung in that arena.
You honor the people that pushed your team farther, that made contributions to your team. Yeah, it wasn't the championship, but he got that team to the finals.
Yes, give him a watch.
Hey,
Don't
it's not
hang
his fault Nick Anderson can't make a shot.
Get out of here.
All right, probably not a surprise. Super Bowl 58 was the most watched telecast ever. Sunday's matchup between the Kansas City Chiefs and San Francisco 49ers drew an average of over how many viewers across all platforms? How many
I haven't
people
heard
do you
this
think?
yet, actually.
Well, that's an important question.
All platforms?
Yeah,
part?
the all platforms, because I heard two different numbers, one for television and one for all platforms, both grossly impressive, but there's a metric to one of these I want people to pay attention to when they start bitching about Taylor Swift, by the way.
Right.
For the all platforms, I'll go 165 million.
Jack?
I think that would be a record. Yeah, I'm going to go one. I'll give him some room here.
Right.
I'll go 150 million.
Points Jack, 123 million.
Wow, really?
With CBS drawing 112 million. That's the largest audience in history for a single network. Over 200 million viewers watched all or part of the game across all networks as well. That's up 10% from last year, which previously held the record. Of course, we know the Chiefs beat the 49ers 25-22.
The interesting metric here is this. You think about it. Last year, this team played the Philadelphia Eagles. On paper, a better football team with a more dynamic quarterback, right? Would you agree with that?
Yes.
Jalen Hurts?
Yes.
More dynamic quarterback, more hype going into the game than the Niners had, I thought, because of the quarterback position alone, right? This year, they beat that number by $7.5 million. What was different? Taylor Swift was different.
Yeah.
You could literally you could simply say that she is worth between 7 and 10 million people tuning into your game more than they did last year.
My daughter sat in the living room, did her artwork, but in the living room where we were watching the Super Bowl, and would not have paid any attention to the game
not a
without
chance,
Taylor Swift being there.
Oh, that's a completely new demo, too. It's not like 7 million people who used to watch the Super Bowl and then came back. It's 7 million people who never even thought about watching it.
Right, exactly.
Who went away from it, actually, when their dad was watching it.
All right. Well, today, of course, tomorrow is not only Valentine's Day, it's also Ash Wednesday, which means today is Fat Tuesday.
Yeah, it is.
Now, I've always wanted to know where the name Fat Tuesday came from.
Okay.
Well, it turns out it comes from the tradition of using all of the fats in the home before partaking in fasting and abstinence in observance of Lent, which begins tomorrow.
That's right.
More than 1 million people are estimated to be in New Orleans for the traditional celebration of Mardi Gras, which means Fat Tuesday in French.
Mm-hmm.
While Mardi Gras is typically linked to New Orleans, the first Mardi Gras in what would have become the United States took place in Mobile, Alabama.
That's right.
Back in 1703.
That's right.
And this is also 9 months from today is also the, they have like a birth spike in Brazil.
Really? Because of Carnival?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
How funny is that? We had a friend go to Mardi Gras this year, and this is the same friend that we have to really keep an eye on just at all-you-can-drink brunches. And she thought it was a good decision to take her ass to Mardi Gras, but she can barely contain herself.
Oh, I'd watch that show.
Barely contain herself at 2-for-1 Chili's.
Yeah.
And she went to Mardi Gras.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
So we haven't heard from her since. We think she's alive.
I went 30 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
I have never
Early
been.
90s I went. It's fun.
I have never been. Never been to New Orleans, never been to Mardi Gras.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Speaking of a Valentine's Day tomorrow, or if you're going to be traveling and you're planning on taking an Uber or a Lyft, guess again. Because Uber, Lyft, and DoorDash drivers are striking across the U.S. on Valentine's Day.
What?
Drivers group said Monday they're seeking fair pay. This is the first strike call since Uber and Lyft went public in 2019. So groups say drivers are going to picket outside airports and Uber offices. The Justice for App Workers Coalition, which represents about 130,000 drivers, said drivers wouldn't provide rides to and from airports between 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. in nearly a dozen cities.
All right, there you go. Okay. Okay, well, you're going to make a stand,
I'm
make
good.
it 2 hours late?
Yeah.
Okay. I guess what the heart-shaped tub is still going to be there, guys.
And it is shaping up to be a record year for spending this Valentine's Day. Have you guys already done your shopping? Already done your thing?
I cannot say.
No.
But yes.
Yeah, I cannot say either, but no.
Oh, really? Jack, get it together, buddy. It's tomorrow.
Well, I got to drive home.
And by the
Places
way,
are still open at 7:30.
Exactly.
And by the way, hitting the target tonight at 8 is a dead giveaway. I'll give you a heads up.
Is Walgreens better?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm up to CVS.
Dead giveaway. Look, if you want to see the sad sacks That's tomorrow morning at
Isn't it?
at any of your Walgreens, CVS, Targets. That's the sad sack
That's where
line.
all the guys are like, damn, I forgot.
Every time I round that corner, I see like 19 dudes. I just start laughing and crying at the same time.
But it's an ultimate fail because if it's not there when they wake up, you already lost.
That's why you got to go tonight.
I know.
Exactly. Well, according to the National Retail Federation, consumers plan to spend a total of how much money this Valentine's Day?
God almighty.
Okay, Jim gets first on the Super Bowl. I'll go with $3 billion.
Woo! That's a good guess, Jackson Brown.
Is it?
Oh, it's not a good guess.
$6.5 billion.
How about $25.8 billion?
They make this stuff. This is all made up.
On par with last year's spending.
All made up.
Isn't that the entire GDP of Florida?
It's all made up.
Third highest in the survey's history. 62% of consumers ages 25 to 34 intend to celebrate this year more than any other age group. Consumers expect to spend on average about $185.
Ding, ding.
Nearly $8 more than the average Valentine's Day spending over the last 5 years.
There you go. And it's the most lopsided spending in the U.S. history. Yeah. Of that $23 billion, $8.5 is spent on dudes. The remainder, Yeah. You know where it goes.
That's the power of the P.
Yeah, it is. You're right.
Know? You love it.
Positivity.
Yes, there you go. And now you all are officially woke.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Don't forget your 3 o'clock keyword is check, CHECK. Go to realradio.fm and send that off for your chance at winning $1,000. We need, no, we don't need, or do we? Yeah, we do need 4 callers, don't we?
We do need 4 callers.
Yeah.
We have a $25 gift card to Frogger's Grill and Bar on the line.
That's right. We'll do the Frogger's football forecast next. Load them up.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio, at 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan, brought to you by Gringos Locos and Modern Plumbing Industries. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James, Miguel, Ken, and Mike. And Real Music starts tonight at 10 on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Hey everyone, I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a look at your forecast for the rest of our Tuesday. And today we'll still expect some noticeably cooler temperatures with afternoon highs making it into the mid to upper 60s. We'll expect a good amount of sunshine too under a partly cloudy sky for tomorrow, where we bounce back into the low 70s and we continue to inch our way closer to the mid and upper 70s by Friday. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by Staples Stores. Now, during Staples Sit-a-thon, you can save up to $180 on select chairs, desk chairs, computer chairs, even gaming chairs. In store only, offer ends 3/2. See associates for details. Stop by Staples today and grab a seat.
Before you know it, summer will be back and Florida's intense sunshine will be beating down on us and our homes. And if you're tired of watching the sun bleach your upholstery and make the inside feel like a sauna, it's time to replace your old windows with the latest designs from Renewal by Andersen. In fact, they recently heard from a customer the other day who said replacing her windows with Renewal by Andersen was like having cataract surgery for her home because she couldn't open her windows or blinds because the sun was so hot. But now with Renewal by Andersen windows, she can enjoy her view, and the energy-efficient glass keeps her home cool. Every single window is custom built with your specs in mind. Your hardware choices, styles, look, and feel of your specialty windows. Now through the month of February, buy 4 windows and or patio doors and get the 5th free. Plus, no money down, no payments, and no interest for 18 months. Some restrictions apply. Official partner of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Go to rbafla.com for complete details. License number CGC 1527613.
Did you know you can have high cholesterol without any symptoms? High LDL or bad cholesterol can have a big impact on your cardiovascular health, increasing your risk of a heart attack or stroke. Reduce your risk by knowing your LDL cholesterol level and working with your doctor on a treatment plan. Lowering your LDL cholesterol today can help you enjoy a healthier tomorrow. Visit the American Heart Association at heart.org/LDL to learn why lower is better.
I'm Patrick. I was injured in a motorcycle accident. I hired one of the lawyers I heard all the time on the radio. He told me the only insurance I could recover was $10,000. Then I called attorney Glenn Klausman. With Glenn Klausman as my attorney, less than a month later, I had a check for a whole lot more money. Car, truck, or motorcycle accident? Call Glenn Klausman at Klausman Law. That's KLAUSMAN law.com. Office Winter Park.
Hello, this is Susie Essman and Jeff Garland.
I'm here.
And we are the hosts of the History of Curb Your Enthusiasm podcast. And we're going to be rewatching and talking about every single episode, and we're going to break it down. Oh, and we're going to be joined by special guests, including Larry David and Cheryl Hines, Richard Lewis, Bob Odenkirk, and so many more. And we're going to have clips, and it's just going to be a lot of fun. So listen to the History of Curb Your Enthusiasm on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
In this week's Marketers Report, we hear about the importance of local radio from Allison Griffin, head of marketing at State Farm.
iHeart has such a broad broadcast reach that is local, and for us to be able to touch customers with a local feel but at a national scale is so efficient and important for us.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, trusted influencers, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
A Fifth Third Better means we put in 166.7%.
What does that mean?
Well, at Fifth Third Bank, our name equals 166.7%. So that's how hard we work. That means free checking, no hidden fees, and helping to protect your identity.
Explain it in baseball terms?
It's a home run.
Basketball terms?
It's a slam dunk.
Football.
Touchdown.
Highlight?
Buzzball.
Cricket.
Golden duck.
Wow, guess that really is a Fifth Third Better.
That's what a Fifth Third Better means. This is banking a Fifth Third Better. Fifth Third Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
This is Jeff Kaufman from the Injury Law Firm of Kaufman Lind and the Under Oath podcast. Here's some more free advice. After you get into a car accident or experience any other injury, you cannot imagine what the insurance companies will do to fight your claim. They will go through your social media accounts, including Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, or any other site you post on. They will use photos of you smiling to suggest you were not injured, that your life has not been impacted, all to avoid paying your medical expenses. Be careful when you post online. It's not if, but when you get into an accident. I'm attorney Jeff Kaufman. Contact me at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations, like the Beatles Now and Then. Just search Beatles and listen now on your free iHeartRadio app. Free never sounded so good.
The Fed's new FedNow system is all about surveillance and control. Secure your assets today with something Washington cannot manipulate. Hi, Stephen K. Bannon, and I recommend diversifying your retirement into a physical gold IRA from Birch Gold Group. To learn more, get a free info kit by texting the word SHELTER to 989898. Do this right now. Text SHELTER to the number 989898 and get a free info kit from Birch Gold. There's no obligation or purchase required.
Message and data rates may apply.
Pucker up, Central Florida. R.C. Hill here from R.C. Hill Mitsubishi. This month, I'm on a mission to help you fall in love with a new car. So if your old rides left you brokenhearted, kiss it goodbye. Used cars from just $89 per month. New cars from just $189 per month. So get here quick. I'm R.C. Hill, your car dealer next door. Central Florida's first choice for new Mitsubishis. Visit me at rchill.com. That's rchill.com.
Credit requires bank approval. See rchill.com for details. Offer absolutely ends February 29, 2024.
Spectrum One is a big deal. You get Spectrum Internet with the most reliable internet speeds, free advanced Wi-Fi for enhanced security and privacy, and a free Spectrum Mobile Unlimited line with nationwide 5G included, all while saving big. For the big speed, big reliability, and big savings you want, get Spectrum One. Just $49.99 a month for 12 months. Visit spectrum.com/big deal for full details. Offer subject to change. Valid for qualified residential customers only. Service not available in all areas. Restrictions apply.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by Tools Ace Hardware.
Real Radio is on Threads at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
You can watch radio being made on a daily basis at Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
Boy, I've got it made in the shade when it comes to Valentine's Day. All my wife ever wants is a nice big juicy steak and a fine bottle of Zinfandel. And I get to drink the wine and she cooks the steaks. We don't even go out to dinner for them. I am one lucky dude.
You are, buddy. You need to patent that system and sell it. A couple dudes maybe in the market for that. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Don't forget your 3 o'clock keyword is check, CHECK. Go to realradio.fm and send that away for your chance at $1,000. Remember, if you're playing the game, keep your phone near, keep it on, and then answer the damn thing.
I just threw up the Jim Colbert Show question of the day in the YouTube chat. Have you already purchased a gift for Valentine's Day? You can vote there. Just go to YouTube, search Jim Colbert Show.
Absolutely. By the way, I made a statement last segment about the $25 million or $1 billion. I said that was the GDP of Florida. I meant the budget of Florida because I guess the GDP of Florida is like $1.5 trillion or some ridiculous.
Cha-ching.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Beautiful.
It's kind of wild, though. I think the entire U.S.'s GDP was only 7 or 8, right? So you're telling me that we're worth 1.5% of the total United States? That sounds wacko. Either way. All right, 407-916-1041. We're going to do the Froggers football forecast here in a second. Now, we did all of our picks for the Super Bowl before the game, and we did the total points as well. There is some controversy there, however.
Oh, is there?
I don't think so.
Well, there's not now, but there was before when I picked and I was dead on the number for for about 25 minutes.
Well, let's talk about this after we
let's do
award the prize.
All right,
Whatever. You know.
Do we have music or not?
No, we don't. I'll give you music.
All right,
sure,
give me some music, please.
Here you go.
Oh God,
a little bossa nova for your football.
Yeah. This is a spoken word football forecast.
So hit daddy up.
Yeah. Lights, balls, Mahomes. My God, Jack, get that out of there. What are you doing? We want to have a martini and some drugs or something when you play that. All right, so what we do here for our friends over at Froggers Grill and Bar, which are awesome. 4 locations here in Central Florida. These guys put up a $25 gift card. We have some callers call in and try to guess what our predictions were for the Super Bowl, including points. Is that right, Jack?
That is correct.
Do we have a winner, Jack?
Huh?
Do we have some? I mean, ready?
One of us is a winner, yeah.
All right, here we go. Let's get them on the line. You want to start with Matt?
Yeah, Matt can go first.
There you go. Matt, how you doing, buddy? Welcome to the show.
I'm doing good. I know you didn't win, Jim.
How you figure?
Well, I mean, you just told the whole world.
No, I didn't say that.
So
I
on the
just
points.
I said the points. I didn't say anything about the pick.
So let me be clear. We all picked who we thought would win the game, and then the total points was a tiebreaker. And one person did pick differently from some of the others, so you know that was a separator as well. So,
and by the way, I do not know who won.
Right, I know. I'm the only one who knows because I collected all the data on it.
All right,
so,
very good.
Matt, you have to select who you think predicted the correct winner, and then as a tiebreaker for total points, and it's whoever is closest, whether you're dead on or not. Is it Jim, Deborah, myself, or Ross?
Oh, we're going Jack.
Oh, because I was the winner last week? Yeah, buddy, but not this week. Sorry. Actually, I came in second place. I had Kansas City, but I think I predicted 43 points, and the total was 47.
Oh, was it really? Okay,
Yeah,
because it missed the over and under by 1/2 of a point.
Yeah, which actually made me some money.
All right, very good. Martin, how you doing? Welcome to the show, buddy.
I'm doing all right.
All right, very good. I'm glad to hear that. Well, Jack is out. Between myself, Ross, and Deborah, who do you think picked correctly?
Ross.
You think Ross was the winner?
Oh, matter of fact, there's something really unique. This is a great pick for Ross because Ross was the only one to pick the San Francisco 49ers to win the game.
That's right.
So actually, he ended up in last place.
Oh, So we're trying to find one more caller because here's the thing. People thought that I already given it away, but I did not, obviously, because you would have won had you already thought that I won. And I don't even know. So it's between you and I.
Oh,
It's between us. All right, let's get to this last caller here. Hey, Robert, how you doing, buddy? Welcome to the program, the Froggers Football Forecast.
I'll fight you.
Between Deb and myself, who do you think picked the right combination between the game, between the Niners and the Chiefs?
Well, it hurts my heart a little bit, but I think I got to go with you, boss.
All right.
That is awesome because Jim actually did pick Kansas City to win the game. But then he, waited till the first quarter was over, then sent in his point total.
That's right.
When he realized no scoring happened of his point total in the 30s and actually finished in third place. Sorry, Robert.
And by the way, sorry, Robert, I would have guessed the 38 either way. I'm just letting you know the first quarter had no impact on my choice of what the score was going to be. I legit thought it was going to be a low-scoring game. I would have taken the 38 points either way. But let's find out who won. I know who won. Let's find out who won one.
Take the mystery caller on line
Mystery
2.
caller on line 2. Who is this?
Nick.
Did you say which?
No, Nick.
Nick, there you go, Nick. All right, Nick, who do you think won the Froggers football forecast? Is it Deb?
Or is it Deb?
Or is it Deb?
Deborah.
It's Deborah. Yay! I'm going to put you on hold there.
Hey, Nick, we need something from you. You just won a $25 gift card to Frogger's Grill and Bar, but there's only one thing you got to do to earn it. And let's hear your best ribbit.
We need a ribbit, dude.
Ribbit.
Attaboy. All right, I'll put you on hold. Hang loose. Jack will get you that $25 gift card from our friends over at Frogger's Grill and Bar.
Here's the deal. Now,
Good job, Deb.
Thanks, eh?
What was your total point pick?
She was 45. I was 43. She was 45.
Oh, man. Good job.
Yeah.
Wow.
Thanks,
And what a great game.
However, I hit with the Hard Rock bet because I had Kansas City outright, but then I had Kansas City and I parlayed the over, and that touchdown at the end, it was 46.5, gave me 47, so I had the over.
What'd you end up winning?
I won about $100 on the game.
Damn, good for you, dude. That's awesome.
But it was
Now,
good because I was down. Like
now
I was
on top
down
of-
big all season.
Now, there's a little controversy that Jack's not mentioning before we get to the plug here. Now, we do a Super Bowl grid here at the station, Deborah. I don't know if
Yes,
you know
we do,
that.
yeah.
Now, did you buy a couple boxes? Or
I
just-
bought one.
You bought one box. I bought 5. I bought 5 of those boxes. Do you know who else bought boxes in our grid? Well, it's Jack's wife, Naomi.
Oh, yeah.
Who do you think
just
of
one.
all the people? Who do you think of all the people who bought a box? All those wonderful people who contributed to Jack's Super Bowl picks. Who do you think wound up taking home some of that money?
It's got to be a big football fan.
You nailed it. It was NaomiBradshaw.com. That's right,
Yeah.
Naomi Bradshaw.
She won.
Not
Yay.
once. Not once. She won twice
With the
on
same
Jack's
box.
very own grid.
Yep.
Isn't that great? I got 2 5s and 2s.
Hey, it's not rigged.
For my last game.
It's not.
I had literally zero chance of winning even one nickel from this before the damn thing even started. I should have just pissed that $100 into a trough urinal at the old arena. That's what I should have done.
I don't.
It was that
I
worthless.
disagree because the final score
Was 25. You're right.
Yeah, so there was a 5 in the final score.
But that's only because they weren't allowed. They didn't have to kick the extra point or go for 2, or
Right.
it wouldn't have been that. 5 is the most unlikely score, by the way,
Yeah.
in an NFL game. Do you understand that? A safety has to happen.
And I know about 10 people who were pretty happy with the numbers.
Yeah.
This isn't one of them.
No.
So that
I mean, I'm telling you, from the onset, I looked at Jack. When Jack said the numbers,
When
I
he
looked
got
at
the
him
numbers immediately,
and I literally laughed out loud because the same thing happened last year. I paid my $100, and what do I get? I get 5 and 2. The 2, Deborah, I'm not kidding. The 2 most unlikely numbers to be hit in an NFL game for the end of the score is 2 and 5. The most unlikely.
So this year I did it differently. I chose.
He screwed me over a different way, Deb.
Yeah, we used to have people draw cards, but this I'm like, oh, I got it. I go to Chat GPT,
Oh, yeah.
and
There
I
you
said,
go.
Right.
I want
ask it to cheat for me.
give me numbers 0 through 9 in random order 2 times, and it did it. I even videotaped me doing it. I
Wow.
took a screenshot of it. I'm
so
like, all right,
gross.
I got proof now.
So gross. So bad.
Taco Bob, check this out. Our buddy Taco Bob.
Yeah. Well, he's my buddy. Did he win a lot?
That block point after,
Yeah.
if that he would have won. If that went through, he would have won with 3 separate boxes.
Good Lord of mercy.
He already
Wow.
won with 2 separate boxes.
You didn't put Johnny's name on there, but don't if you just land on the 0-0 box, don't you win automatically?
He did. Johnny won. Johnny won a bonus, and he won a box because at 10-0 he
Right.
had that again.
Yeah, but I didn't see his name on the list of people who won. That's why I was wondering if you said that the 0-0 because the 0-0 box is the one you want.
Yeah,
That's the most desirable box on the score, 0-0.
because 10-0 it comes
10-0,
back.
0-0. You win before the game even starts.
Yeah.
Because you've won. And
Yeah,
then
he won.
3-0, 7-0, 3-7.
All the lucky people have been paid.
Yeah, right. All right. 407 916 1041. Text us at 77031. We'll do what you do that's new next, and we have another keyword for you in about 5 minutes. When you get it, go to realradio.fm and send it away for your chance at $1,000. Back in a sec.
Freshy.
Your chance to win $1,000 in your hand is minutes away on Real Radio 104.1. Brought to you by Mills Air.
Drivers can expect heavy stop-and-go delays westbound on I-4 this afternoon for those traveling between Princeton Street and Robinson Street. Things also very slow between the Beach Line and 535, as well as between the Greenway and the 429. No major delays east or westbound at this time for drivers traveling on the 408. If you see any traffic problems, make sure to call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by HCA Florida Healthcare.
Sharp stomach pain? Advice is here. Consult a nurse. Answers, advice around the clock. Consult a nurse. HCA Florida Healthcare. We show up for you. Call 844-70-NURSE. It's free.
Your neighborhood Tools Ace Hardware has everything you need to get ready for spring. That's right, now through February 29th. Get the best prices on Made for Florida Sunnyland fertilizers, Miracle Grow soils, Roundup weed and grass killers, yard tools, and more. Not to mention Cypress mulch is 4 for $10 all month long. And don't forget to bring in your Steel outdoor power equipment in one of Tools Ace Hardware's 10 service centers for a tune-up right before spring. Tools has 12 convenient locations here in Central Florida, or you can just shop online at acehardware.com. Get that free in-store delivery or pickup. It's Tools Ace, your local helpful place.
Join the future dreamers and achievers for a celebration of the arts at the Orlando Museum of Art. Their purpose is to support performing arts education through concerts, workshops, and scholarships. And you can be a part of this unique night that'll feature singers, dancers, musicians, comedy, and lots of surprises. Hosted by comedian James Yan, entrepreneur Jennifer Yan, and former Wesh 2 news anchor Jim Payne. Saturday, February 17th at 7 p.m. at the Orlando Museum of Art. Get tickets and more info at futuredna.org.
Take your Valentine's experience to a whole new level this year with jewelry, flowers, candy, dinner, and a flyaway romantic getaway. All courtesy of International Diamond Center. Nothing says I love you like romantic jewelry from IDC. From a simple pendant to an exquisite designer ring, we've got a fantastic selection of affordable, timeless gifts. And this year, with any jewelry purchase at IDC of $129 or more, we're giving you some long stem roses, some delicious chocolates, and a gift card for dinner from Vito's or Fishbones. It's one-stop shopping for all things romantic. And if you really want to take it up a notch, we're also giving away island getaways. Just spend $5,000 on jewelry and you'll get a $500 airfare credit for a Caribbean vacation. Spend $10,000 on our jewelry and get 3 nights including airfare at a tropical resort. On us. Make this Valentine's one to remember. Let IDC help you with your jewelry, flowers, chocolates, dinner, and a romantic vacation. We've got it all. Happy Valentine's from International Diamond Center. 4 Orlando locations. Restrictions apply. See store for details.
Are your energy costs through the roof? FAS Windows and Doors is now offering buy 3, get 1 free windows on any project. This is a plain and simple deal that homeowners can receive at the time of signing. FAS also offers 24-month financing. No money down, no payments, and no interest for 24 months with this new financing option available from FAS. For a completely free in-home consultation, call FAS Windows and Doors today or visit us online at faswd.com. That's faswd.com. Life is too short to let allergy and sinus issues hold you back. At Aspire Allergy and Sinus, we understand the impact these challenges can have on your life. Imagine a life free from constant sneezing, itchy eyes, and sinus headaches. Our expert team provides comprehensive allergy testing and personalized treatment plans, ensuring your specific needs are addressed. Simple relief, better life. At Aspire Allergy and Sinus, visit aspireallergy.com to schedule an appointment. aspireallergy.com and tackle your allergies head on. At Consumer Cellular, you get the same exact coverage as the largest carriers, but for up to half the cost. Same thing, up to half the cost. Up to half the cost for the same thing. 50% the money for 100% the same thing. I hope I'm making myself clear. Consumer Cellular. When freedom calls, we're here to answer. Call us at 1-888-FREEDOM.
Half the cost savings based on cost of Consumer Cellular single-line 5GB data plan with unlimited talk and text compared to lowest cost single-line postpaid unlimited talk, text, and data plan offered by T-Mobile and Verizon May 2023.
Well, hello there. Join me at Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino to celebrate a new era in gaming. With live craps, roulette, and sports betting now available to go along with the biggest selection of slots in South Florida. Plus, all your other favorite table games. Complement your night with my award-winning fine dining and casual fare options, lively bars and lounges. Or catch your favorite A-list entertainer at Hard Rock Live. Discover your rhythm today. Go to hardrockholly.com. If you're someone you know has a gambling problem, please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT. Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino.
Let me tell you a story. I had a client who got injured. He only asked for the insurance company to cover his rent for 3 months. They said no. We ended up getting him $325,000. Just call Mo. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorneys. Prospective client may not obtain the same or similar results.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change-outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
Divorce? Call Trenley and Kramer. TK Law. OneFirmForLife.com.
Injured? Hire America's largest injury firm, Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you deserve better. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, CASH. C-A-S-H. Cash. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm and answer your phone if you get the call. Good luck.
You probably don't know this or care, but we have web goals. So go to JimColbertLive.com and look at stuff.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my Kelsey Swift. Ribbit. Ribbit. Ribbit.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show. Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Your 4 o'clock keyword is cash, C-A-S-H. Go to realradio.fm and send that away for your shot at $1,000. Cash, guys. That is your 4 o'clock keyword. Good luck. We hope you win for sure. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
And Jack is here.
Yeah.
Ross will be back with us tomorrow as he takes a day off to handle things. Of course, if you missed the big announcement last Friday, Ross and his wife are expecting.
Yay.
September is when the little nugget is due. And we'll find out more about that. I'm sure it'll be a running theme on the show for from now until it doesn't.
The little sauce packet.
Little sauce packet.
Little P.
Little P.
Papa Padge.
Yeah, Papa Padge. Cannot believe it.
I can't either.
Cannot believe it.
Although before ducking out, he did assign us something to watch for What'd You Do That's New.
Oh, yeah.
He did.
Oh, God, let's do it.
What'd you do that's new?
Ross.
What'd you do that's new? Hey, if we only knew something new to do, we're relying on you. Tell us something new brought to you by Klausman Law.
That's right, Klausman Law, KLAUSMAN Law.com. Offices right there in Winter Park, 407-917-1718. Car crash. Call Glenn Klausman. We'll talk to him on Thursday for Colbert Court. And if you haven't heard What'd You Do That's New, this is a segment we do every Tuesday at 4 o'clock. We'll go around the room. One member of the show will choose something for the other members to watch, read, or listen to. We'll watch it, convene that following Tuesday, review that, and then get on to the next member. Ross chose this week's choice, and I have one for you guys here in just a second. And since Ross isn't here, Jack, you want to do the honors of telling us what he chose?
He assigned us, it was a song. We actually posted the link to the video, and we watched that. It's by Little Dicky. The song is called Jail Part 1. And it's from the, it's Peanut album?
Oh,
yeah.
Peanut. That's right.
Yeah. And I also put a warning of explicit content on it on the link. If you go to Jim Colbert Show, JimColbertLive.com, you can see the master list there and link through and take 9 minutes and watch it for yourself. But
do not watch this with other people watching. I'm going to give you a heads up real quick. I'm going to save you some trouble. Now, when you see the viewer discretion thing, sometimes you think to yourself, oh, maybe they say the word damn, or maybe there's a girl in a bikini. Do not watch this around your kids. Do not watch this at work.
No.
Do not watch this with mixed company. Do not watch this with anybody who you think could get easily offended by a number of different things.
Jimmy watched it like he was watching a horror movie.
Yeah, through his fingers.
Through his fingers.
Yeah, through his fingers. Yeah. I was watching it, and my wife came in towards the ending, and it kind of kept building on how wild it was getting. And she came in towards the ending. I had to pause it to explain to her what I was watching. Like, honey,
And even then,
Ross made me.
And even then, it's a coin flip if she buys it, because it is. You know,
Goes
and
hard.
Ross warned us. He said, "This is different. This is out there."
How do you describe how do you describe this type of music?
Okay, so I'll tell you exactly what I likened it to. It's like Rapper's Delight, right? So it's a rapper telling a story about a situation,
right?
And he blends rap, a rhyme scheme, into telling a story about going to prison for 2 years because he exposed himself to an audience
on stage.
In the midst of a performance. He exposed himself and then got taken to jail for exposing himself because it was an all ages show.
Yeah.
So he got put in jail for basically showing his testes to a crowd. And this is all a fabricated thing, but it sold so well. I actually did research to see if this actually happened to him.
Yeah.
That's how well it was sold.
You committed to it.
Yeah. I'm like, did this guy really go through this?
Yeah.
Is this how? Because usually when something is this defined and detailed, the person has a personal experience with themselves, or they know somebody who told a very convincing story of having an experience like this.
And even in this story, and what I enjoyed, it's so well told. You follow it, and I don't know how it would have hit if it was audio only.
Yeah, the video is necessary. I agree with that 100%.
And not only the video was well made, well acted.
It's almost like a movie short.
It was, because it's almost 9 minutes long, but
it was like a 9-minute musical, the worst one you could ever imagine.
I laughed out loud. I thought it was clever.
There's one part.
I will never look at a sign-up sheet the same way again.
I will never either. Man, there's one part.
Don Quixote.
At the end?
There's one part right before the ending of this, probably about 20 seconds before the end. And I'm telling you, man.
So many veins.
It was...
So many veins. I want Ross here so you can see.
I was covering my eyes, hoping to shield myself from what I was seeing, but then I hear, I've never seen one that color. And it did me no good not to watch. He described it well enough where you don't have to watch it. Look, you got to watch it. I mean, you don't gotta. You're going to need therapy maybe afterwards.
So much darker than I expected.
Would you guys agree that in the 5 years we've been doing What'd You Do That's New, that this was one of the... This was one of the most...
I still think that comedy special with the female comic, I still think that's the filthiest.
Really?
That's new, but this one's...
She's pretty bad.
Ali Wong.
Ali
Wong.
But this one...
this
because
was
of the
different. Yeah, this hit differently.
Yeah, did it, guys?
I thought it was hysterical.
I thought it was a hoot.
Yeah.
I want to watch it again.
Hysterical is not the word I'd use. I'm going to be honest with you. I mean, look, it was clever. There's no question. The guy is a very talented guy.
Yes.
And look, I don't mean to dog on him. I don't know a lot about him, but from what I understand, Little Dicky, he's not like a goof rapper per se, but it kind of comes off that a little bit, right? Would you agree with that? Kind of like a goof?
Yeah.
Not a goof in the sense that he doesn't have any talent, but it's not the stereotypical hip-hop forte that you would expect.
So that's why I asked you, how would you describe the music? Is that a genre of kind of goof hip? It's not a goof rap,
it's not any of that. I mean, it's definitely telling a story, like a hip hop story.
Yeah.
Like Slick Rick used to do this a little bit, right?
Yeah, but it's like
once upon a time,
Yeah, you don't believe it's true. It just
seems... Oh no, I believed it 100%. I actually stopped the video to go. I stopped the video to research to see whether or not something like this happened to the guy.
Did Little Dicky really go to jail?
I thought it was just a comic scenario of, hey, what would happen if?
Wow, you didn't
even know, because he talks in it. He talks about committing to the bit, and that's something that Ross has talked about when he talks about comedy. When you commit to it, you have to keep going even through some weird moments.
But I thought he was referencing what he did on stage when he said committed to the bit.
He did, but in a bigger sense.
Yeah.
I took it to mean, the big thing.
JimColbertLive.com. Go to the What'd You Do That's New master list. It's very easy to find. When you click on it, you'll see. Have you put mine up yet?
Yours is not up.
Okay, so it'll be the first one you see right there. It's Little Dicky. That's not little. We don't spell anything out in this age. It's LIL.
Yeah.
Because that TTL is just way too much work. So it's Lil Dicky, and it's called Jail Time, Part 1, or Jail Part 1.
Yep.
And I'm being dead honest. You have to prepare yourself accordingly for this. And if you get uncomfortable with male-on-male interaction,
Like Jimmy?
get your horror movie hand ready. Because, yeah.
But if you're secure in your own sexuality, enjoy it.
Right. Yeah, just enjoy it. Yeah, I'm teetering, obviously. Holy ass.
All to save it.
I don't even. How do you even stumble across that?
That's what I'm wondering.
How do you even find this?
I think Ross might have been listening to the whole Penis album.
Yeah.
And this song, I guess he appreciated the comedy of it.
Yeah. But by the way, somebody just asked on the texting service, what are we talking about? This is the What'd You Do That's New episode. Right. Ross's choice this week was a song from a rapper named Lil Dicky, who's a real goofy-looking white guy. And the song is called Jail Part 1. You can see the video and hear the song by going to JimColbertLive.com. But, exercise caution.
Yeah.
It's graphic. And, I mean, it's graphic in a lot of ways, but it's very graphic at the end. And but it's very interesting and mildly entertaining. I mean, you can watch it. And you can see this guy's really he's a gifted guy for sure, because even the acting he does in the video is pretty solid. But again, you just have to. Again, there's some.
Don't do it at your desk unless you've got headphones.
I think this is easy to say. It's oddly violent.
Yeah.
The violence is odd. It's an oddly violent thing.
And you didn't know what way it was going to go.
I know.
That's what
I was really nervous for him at the end. I'm like, is he going to do this?
That's a choice.
I hadn't thought of that one.
This easily could have ended with a kiss and the end. Fade to black. That's all done. This is going to last forever. And he's going to be fine, but it didn't turn out that way at all. But check it out.
Well, if that's part 1, I wonder what part 2 is about.
I know. We're going to have to check it out.
His stabbing death, I'm sure. All right. So for what I have for you guys for next week, for What You Do That's New, and I sent this to Jack, it's the History Channel's history of Valentine's Day.
Oh, cool.
So Valentine's Day is tomorrow, and it's going to give you the historical record of how we came to spending $23.2 billion on $25.8 billion in one day on our loved ones here in America, how that even started. So check it out. It's produced by the History Channel. I don't think it's even that long. I think it's relatively short. So you can get in there, and I think you'll enjoy it.
All right, good.
There you go. And you go to find that master list, What'd You Do That's New, Jack will have it up in just a little bit. You can check it out there for sure. All right, 407-916-1041. Back in a sec with our buddy Brandon Kravitz. We'll talk a little sports. Finally, some Super Bowl chat next.
What'd You Do That's New, brought to you by Glenn Klossman, KLAUSMANLAW.com.
Proudly sponsored since day one by Glenn Klossman, KlossmanLaw.com.
Bye.
From the Klossman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Klossman Law, KlossmanLaw.com.
Normal afternoon slowdowns continue on I-4 in the Orlando area today between the Beach Line and 535, as well as between the Greenway and the 429. No major slowdowns or delays to report at this time on the Beach Line or the Greenway. Traffic still moves well east and westbound on the 408. If you see any traffic problems today, make sure to call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by HCA Florida Healthcare.
Whenever you need us, just reach out and we'll be there with more locations, more experts, and more resources to deliver the healthcare you need to comfort you and make you feel your best. Find a care site near you at hcafloridahealthcare.com.
Man, in just one visit, Life Imaging FLA showed me its worth real quick. At 56 years old now. And if you're out there and you get those little creaks, little pains, you're getting a little bit older, maybe you've had that little thing in your stomach, or maybe you just don't know why you're short of breath, you got to get with my friends over at Life Imaging FLA. Get that free heart scan. Just a few minimum requirements. It is a $699 value. And if you sat in this chair and you read what I read coming through on this texting service of people who have leaned on Life Imaging FLA, to make sure that their health is good when they really didn't know, you would feel the same way I feel about these guys. I just had a conversation with Judy, who's the owner here, just last Wednesday, and her telling me all the people that they've saved. 71 people have had their life saved or changed courtesy of Life Imaging FLA just because they didn't know. Our very own buddy Daryl Payne from Paw Affection Dog Training went through this very same thing. Top of a staircase, out of breath, didn't know what it is. 2 weeks later, he's in surgery. That's what can happen when you don't pay attention. But with Life Imaging FLA, you can pay attention. Remember, no dyes. You don't take off your clothes. This only takes a few minutes. And in 2024, you want to make sure that you're good. Do what I did. Don't wait. Call Life Imaging FLA right now and get that free heart scan. While you're there, be sure to ask about their cancer screening as well. This couldn't be easier to make your appointment. Just do this. Pick up your cell phone, dial pound 250. Say the keyword free heart scan. That's all you have to do. Pound 250. Say the keyword free heart scan. You'll be connected in seconds. Make that call today. Make 2024 the year you take control of your long-term health care. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto-dial text message from iHeartMedia.
Looking to hire the right employee? Find them at the Florida Jobs Now job fair, fljobsnow.com for more info.
Hey, are you planning to get an updated COVID-19 vaccine?
Yep. I don't want to get seriously sick and miss out on spending time with friends and family.
Does it cost a lot? I don't have insurance.
If you don't have health insurance, or if your insurance doesn't cover an updated COVID-19 vaccine, you can get one for free with the Bridge Access program. Just look for places that participate in Bridge Access on vaccines.gov.
Sounds good. Bridge Access on vaccines.gov.
A message from CDC.
This is Monster Jam. Witness big air, two-wheel skills, backflips, and all-out racing. Monster Jam, as big as it gets. Brought to you by BKT Tires and Morgan & Morgan. Visit MorganMonsterJam.com for your $20 ticket from Morgan & Morgan. Visit website for restrictions and details. Coming to Camping World Stadium March 2nd. You have to see it live, so don't miss it.
Do you have an idea for an invention or new product and don't know what to do next? Inventors, InventHelp can help you get started with your idea. Call 1-800-INVENTION or go to inventhelp.com to get your free inventor's information. They can help you try to patent your idea and submit it to companies. Get started with your idea today at inventhelp.com. InventHelp is the leading invention service company. With offices nationwide, they've been helping inventors since 1984. Inventors received more than 10,000 patents through their patent referral services. Don't wait to get started with your idea. For free information, contact your friends at InventHelp. Go to inventhelp.com or call 1-800-INVENTION. That's inventhelp.com or call 1-800-INVENTION. They help everyday inventors just like you. Additional services include invention websites, prototype models, technical drawings, and more. They keep your idea confidential and explain every step of their invention services. Remember, that's inventhelp.com. InventHelp.com.
At Consumer Cellular, you get the same exact coverage as the largest carriers, but for up to half the cost. Same thing, up to half the cost. Up to half the cost for the same thing. 50% the money for 100% the same thing. I hope I'm making myself clear. Consumer Cellular. When freedom calls, we're here to answer. Call us at 1-888-FREEDOM.
Half the cost savings based on cost of Consumer Cellular single-line 5GB data plan with unlimited talk and text compared to lowest cost single-line postpaid unlimited talk, text, and data plan offered by T-Mobile and Verizon May 2023.
Pucker up, Central Florida. RC Hill here from RC Hill Mitsubishi. This month, I'm on a mission to help you fall in love with a new car. So if your old rides left you brokenhearted, kiss it goodbye and lower your monthly payment at the same time. Used cars from just $89 per month. New cars from just $189 per month. You deserve a ride that makes your heart skip a beat. So bring me your old ride and I'll get you way over appraised value for your clunker. Do other dealers leave you feeling lonely? We kiss up to the banks and lenders who want to say yes. That's what makes us your car dealer next door. Give it a try. Check out our brand new Mirage's 43 miles per gallon lifetime warranty. Fall in love with the award-winning 2024 Outlander with 0% for 60 months. Plus, check out our certified used cars. Monthly payments from just $89 per month. Trade-ins, kiss it goodbye. We'll pay over appraised value. So get here quick. I'm RC Hill, your car dealer next door. Central Florida's first choice for new Mitsubishis. Visit me at rchill.com. That's rchill.com.
Credit requires bank approval. See rchill.com for details. Offer absolutely ends February 29, 2024.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations waiting for you to explore right now. Like the Beatles Now and Then, celebrating all things Beatles.
Together, you say goodbye, and I say hello.
Legendary clips, deep cuts, live performances, and all their solo hits.
Just open the free iHeartRadio app and search The Beatles Now and Then and listen now. iHeartRadio. Free never sounded so good.
iHeartRadio.
Hey, so apparently Facebook is still a thing. Search gym members and join our group.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1. Your 4 o'clock keyword is cash, C-A-S-H. Slide over to realradio.fm and send that away for your shot at that $1,000 cash, guys. That is your 4 o'clock keyword. Good luck. Remember, if you're playing the game, keep your phone on. Keep it near you. And answer the damn thing when it rings, especially if you see a number you do not recognize.
Yeah.
That's how they tell you you've won. There you go. Go get it. Cash is your word. All right, welcome back. I'm Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
So is Jack.
Yo.
And every single Monday around this time, we invite him in, but we're going to do a little special today. He rearranged a few things, make sure he could make it in today, and we appreciate that very much. And, of course, he's down there doing his professional job as voice of the Orlando Magic. Good and loud for our friends, Brandon Kravitz.
Yay! Woohoo!
BK, what's going on, buddy?
I do not accept such honors. That distinction goes to the great David Steele on the TV side and Jake Chapman on the radio side. If you want to call me the voice of the Orlando Magic sports fan, I'll take that.
There you go.
But I am not the voice of the Orlando Magic.
Yeah, you do the halftime report for those guys, right?
I do pregame, halftime, and postgame.
There you go. So, I mean, down there at the arena getting ready for a big game tonight versus the Thunder, who are damn good, by the way.
Yes, second best team in the Western Conference. They have a legitimate MVP candidate in Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. They are a lot like the Magic in terms of their youth, but they are about 3 steps ahead of where the Magic are right now. So this is an opportunity to show that you're closer than the record and perception would otherwise tell you. It's also an opportunity for the Magic to showcase themselves in primetime. This is the first time, Jim, since 2012 that TNT is broadcasting a Magic game from this building.
Wow.
It's been 12 years
That's unbelievable.
since the Magic have been in primetime.
That is unbelievable, dude.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Good on them. That's good. That's good.
So tonight is huge, and these players know it. You know, they're going to play up for it, and whether they play outside of themselves to the point where it impacts them negatively, or they just give this sort of inspired effort where they play the best version of basketball they could possibly play. We'll find out tonight, but I guarantee they're going to be keyed up for this.
Yeah, they're tough at home. They're one of the hardest teams to beat at home, which is good. That's really kind of an odd thing for Orlando. We haven't really had that thing where we felt like home is comfort, but these guys play really well at home.
So, Brandon, the primetime schedule, that was done before they announced the Shaq jersey retirement. So this is more of the opponent and the matchup that earned prime time as opposed to the ceremony involving Shaquille O'Neal, correct?
I think I think the ceremony was chosen for this night because it was on TNT. I don't think the game is on TNT because of Shaq's jersey retirement.
Right.
Yeah. I think that's why they knew they were going to retire Shaq's jersey. Well, what night should we do it? How about the night where TNT is here and he's on TNT, bring the whole crew and just make it an even bigger event. But the Magic were given they were given a TNT game last year, and it was taken away when Chet Holmgren was announced out for the season.
Right.
And I think it was that they wanted that matchup. Remember, Paolo Banchero, the number 1 overall pick from 2022, the number 2 overall pick was Chet Holmgren. Well, Chet Holmgren's healthy now, and that's part of the reason the Thunder are as good as they are. That guy is a really good basketball player, and if the Magic did end up drafting him, it would have sucked for a year because he would have been hurt, and you never would have heard the end of it from Jim Colbert. But he's a really good basketball player. But I mean, it's a win-win. Paolo's incredible, and he's in the All-Star game this year. But that matchup is the reason this game's on primetime. The Shaq jersey retirement was scheduled around that.
Let me ask you a quick question about the Shaq jersey retirement. I'm not a big fan of this thing because Shaquille did wind up leaving us after a few years and really made his mark in the NBA elsewhere with the Lakers. So I do not agree with this. I think we either should hang nothing up or just wait until Paolo does his thing and you can really honor somebody who was with the team for many, many years. So that's my opinion. And I think Shaq's a great guy. It's got nothing against him personally. It's just this. Has anybody really asked him what he thinks about this, considering his history with Orlando? Has anybody asked Shaquille how he feels about his jersey being retired and if the Magic actually asked him if he wanted to be a part of it or if he thought it was necessary? Do we know his input?
I can't quote him specifically, but I can tell you in a more roundabout way that he is of the opinion that this should have happened years ago. So you could not be further away from that opinion.
Well, no, that's his opinion, my opinion. I mean, I'm not further away from anything. I mean, I'm sure.
Well, the only thing bigger than Shaq is Shaq's ego. So let's get that out
All
there.
right, very good.
And
Well,
he's
then-
earned that right.
All right.
I understand. I understand the mentality of fans. I don't want to speak out of turn.
Please don't, or please do.
I always feel like it's necessary to preface this. I don't want to diminish the emotions of people that lived here and cheered for the Magic when it happened. I lived in Florida, but I lived in South Florida. I was in Fort Lauderdale at the time, and I was 11. And so I understood that this was big in the moment, but my heart wasn't ripped out when he left. There are people that live in this town that are going to come to this game that had a completely different experience, and I don't want to minimize that. But I will say that if you're still bothered by Shaq leaving in 1996,
get out of here. Get out of here with this argument. Get out of here.
Which was almost 30 years ago. You probably need to hire a therapist.
Get out of here with that. Oh, you're telling me that every fan who's still pissed off at Buckner needs a therapist? Get out of here. It's sports.
Yes,
We're allowed to hold.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. You have deep-rooted issues. If you're still psychologically scarred by this, you need to seek help.
This is what sports
There's
is
no shame in
for.
that. There's no shame in seeking therapy.
Look, sports is
I'm not
for
shaming you. I'm just
getting
suggesting.
irrationally upset at something that will never affect your life. That's the whole idea of sports. Don't you get it?
In Jim's defense,
in present time.
No.
Not from 1996.
Whenever I want to. It's subjective.
Well, I think you can ask any Boston Red Sox fan what Bucky Dent's middle name is, and I think that will underscore how long they will hold on to something.
Right, exactly right. All right, let's move on to the Super Bowl, buddy. It was a great game. Festivities were fun. I thought the commercials were a little weak, but as far as what I watched it for, which is the football game, the first half was a little dull. But the fact is I think what I said last week kind of held up a little bit. I thought these teams were going to feel each other out during the first half, and you're going to see the moves they were going to make with the information they gleaned from the first half and the second half. And within reason, that's kind of what happened. I know that Kansas City was going to adjust at halftime. Nobody I've ever watched playing NFL football adjust better at halftime than the Kansas City Chiefs. It just is it is a superpower at how these guys can take the information they get from you in one half and then adjust to completely dismantle you in the second. Now, they didn't dismantle by any means, but they obviously made adjustments that made it a way better football game. What did you think overall?
I loved it. I loved every second of it. I love a championship matchup that feels that level of intensity. If these teams are just going down the field scoring on each other, yeah, it would have been fun, and your prop bets would have hit a lot quicker if that was the case. I understand. Isn't it funny that in a day and age of legalized sports betting in Florida, everyone's upset that there aren't touchdowns? There's a reason for that, by the way.
Yeah.
But I like it. It's that big fight feel where, if you want to compare it to boxing, every jab, every uppercut feels so big. Every first down, every potential turnover felt like it could have flipped the game on its ear. Yeah. That's what I want in a championship matchup, and that's exactly what we got in the Super Bowl. I've run out of words to describe what Kansas City has done, and Patrick Mahomes. The way I described it on my show yesterday, which was a blast, by the way, being able to talk about this game for 3 hours is the best. It's the best.
It's the greatest.
Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback I've ever watched play the position. He's not the greatest. Tom Brady is the GOAT, because greatness takes into account what you've done, your full body of work, all of your accomplishments. But there are things that Patrick Mahomes can do on a football field that Brady could only dream of. And upstairs, in terms of confidence, that clutch gene that you can't put your finger on, intelligence to read a defense, he's got all of that Brady had. And yet he can also run around. That last drive in overtime is ridiculous. I mean, to be able to do what he did, he completed 8 passes, ran for 27 yards, converted a first down, a fourth down rather,
Yeah,
by himself, and threw a game-winning touchdown pass in overtime in the Super Bowl when a touchdown was needed to win the game. And the amazing part isn't that he did that. It's that every single person of the 123 million that were watching, or at least the section of the 123 that's ever watched him play before, knew exactly that was the way it was going to play out. And that's greatness. When you expect it and it happens, that is the reason I watch sports, is what we saw in overtime.
Let me tell you what happened last night as we're watching the game. When San Francisco kicked that field goal and they went up, and there was a minute 54 or something left, whatever it was, right? Was it minute 54 or something like that? And they had 2 timeouts. And I looked at everybody at that party and I said, there is nothing else you want in football for a season to end when you hand Patrick Mahomes the football with 2 timeouts and a minute and 50 seconds left to go down and score to either tie or win the Super Bowl. It is as good as it gets for a sports fan.
Yep.
It's bottom of the ninth, your best hitter up against your best pitcher, 1 on, down by 2. It's as good as it gets. I was so excited. And can I tell you, had they not even scored, in reality, it wouldn't have made a difference. I don't have really a dog in that hunt. I just thought Kansas City was the better team in the second half, which they were. But just the anticipation of what was going to happen in that last 2 minutes of football was as good as anything that could have happened. It's a perfect storybook team. They're so good. And I would agree with this. I've never seen anybody, with the exception of Tom Brady, with more field awareness than Patrick Mahomes. You get the feeling that in his DNA at any given moment, there's like a little GPS on every single player, and he happens to know where they are at all times and what they can and can't do if delivered the football. And I also thought it was going to be one turnover that separated the game, and it turns out that's exactly what it was. Well, partially, but.
Yeah, and Mahomes threw an interception early, which he hadn't done since Christmas. He had not thrown an interception since Christmas, and the 49ers weren't able to capitalize on that. I thought that was huge for Kansas City. And then it comes down to little things. It's special teams. It's understanding the rules of overtime, which 49ers players after the game said, we weren't really sure what was going on.
What was going on is
symptomatic. It's those little details. And that's the stuff that Belichick perfected that. Andy Reid has become really good at. He wasn't always. That was part of the knock against him, but they've rounded into form.
So, again, when you look at the players, obviously you can look at Brock Purdy. He played pretty good, played well enough to win. There's no question there. I think everybody played well enough to win. You just have an all-timer on the other side, unfortunately. How does this look on Shanahan? Because I have to tell you, the one knock with this guy is he can get there, but he has a history of losing leads in big games like this, does he not? In the playoffs and in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, we've seen now the biggest comeback in the history of the Super Bowl was the year that the Patriots came back 28-3 against the Atlanta Falcons, and it was the Falcons' offensive coordinator was Kyle Shanahan. We saw one of the only times we've ever seen a double-digit comeback. One of the only other times we've ever seen a double-digit comeback in a Super Bowl where the team came back to win was 4 years ago when the Chiefs played the 49ers and the head coach was Kyle Shanahan. And it happened again, 10-point differential at one point in the game, and the Chiefs came back to win the game. So, yeah, I mean, the proof is right there that this guy, for whatever reason, he starts to call the game differently. In the third quarter, every single analyst that's covered this game, the guys that were on the call, why are they getting away from Christian McCaffrey? All of a sudden in the third quarter, he gets away from the run. It was the exact same thing that happened against the Patriots in that Super Bowl. I forget what year that was, 2016 or something like that. Yeah. So, yes, absolutely. But he's still a great coach. I tried to remind people that the knock that we have on Kyle Shanahan right now of not being able to close games or having that situational awareness, those were the same criticisms we had about Andy Reid early on in his career. He was a great coach, great offensive mind, always rose the level of the talent that he coached. And just couldn't get those teams over the hump.
Yeah, man.
So I think sometimes he's still young. It takes time, but he deserves criticism. Absolutely.
Yeah. But and again, I believe the play calling. I talk about this so much. When you watch the game and how the texture of the game and the plays that work and when they work and why they work, and it just seems like Andy Reid is so far ahead of everybody. The play calling on that last drive alone was so good. Everything on the line, and they just dialed up the perfect play that seemed to be right in the crease of the defense almost every time.
Brandon, I really want to get your thoughts on something that I actually missed. I watched most of the game except for when I had to carry my dog outside to pee. That's another story. Apparently,
your dog? Is your dog
apparently,
easy.
He hurt his leg. Apparently, the whole Kelsey yelling at Andy Reid thing, I missed that. I've seen the pictures later and stuff.
The pictures are bad.
Yeah,
that meme is terrible.
The video was bad, too.
Oh,
And I think it's completely uncalled for. I mean, I like him as a player. I'm interested, but I just think that's like over the line unless I'm misreading it. And in context, I wonder how you felt it played and was it warranted?
And Andy Reid said he just lost his balance. He didn't get bumped by him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what makes Andy Reid a great coach. He'll take the he'll be the shield for his players. That was uncalled for what Travis Kelce did. I think a lot of football fans watch that and they're used to screaming and yelling on the sideline. They're like, it's no big deal. This is why I love watching games with my wife. She turns to me and goes, if any other player did that other than Kelce and Mahomes, would they be playing the rest of this game? And I was like, damn, that's a great question. No.
Right.
Probably not.
Right.
But Kelce can get away with it because Reid would rather win than to make a point in the Super Bowl.
Sure,
but,
yeah.
No, bumping your coach and screaming in his ear, that's unacceptable. We see yelling on the sideline all the time, but you keep any sort of physicality away from the situation. The screaming and yelling, it's not ideal, but that stuff happens all the time, and we've seen all of the greats in sports do it. Tom Brady made a career at screaming at people on the
screaming
sideline.
at his coordinators, at his receivers, at his offensive line, at Belichick. That guy has screamed at everybody. I thought this was a little blown out of proportion. I mean, it's a Super Bowl. There are a lot of things going on. Kid wants to win. Do I think it's ideal? Do I think it's ideal?
I sit on the fence with it a little bit just because I agree that it's probably been blown out of proportion, but I don't think it's incorrect to react to that and call it for what it is.
Yeah, I don't either. I get it, but I mean, if the two have a problem with each other and it's obvious, like we've seen coaches and players have obvious problems and obvious separations. I mean, you could go to Mac Jones right now and Bill Belichick and do that whole thing. I mean, there's a lot of problems there, but my issue is like if these two have a communication that you don't understand, I mean, I'm sure him yelling is not good, and the photograph is as bad as it gets. It looks like an abusive son photograph, like yelling at his dad.
It makes me worry about Taylor.
Oh God, enough.
Okay, see, but that right there is the elephant in the room.
Jesus.
What Jack just said, he might have said it jokingly, but
that's what people were saying.
Reason. That's the reason this has been blown out of proportion. I agree that that is not okay. That's not cool. That should be addressed. Okay, table that. That's it. That's the entirety of the conversation. If Taylor Swift wasn't involved, all of a sudden you've got a legion of people online that are like, wait a minute, is this guy abusive? Do we need to worry about this? You know, she's been in a lot of rocky relationships. She might end up in another one. This could be it. It's a whole different.
Yeah, she's dated a bunch of pansies until now, though. She's got a man on her. But go ahead.
On a serious note, a player talking to a coach in that manner is also it's a bad look in general for anyone who plays sports. But also, if the Chiefs lose that game, does this get handled differently or reacted differently today? If it wasn't, because winning kind of fixes everything, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I think it probably would have been a big conversation piece, but I think the person that it was matters a lot more in the context of this situation. If there's a reason why Travis Kelce felt emboldened to do that, because like Jim said, he's got a certain relationship and knows that I can get fiery and testy like that on the sideline, and I'm not crossing a line. We might think he's crossing a line.
Yeah.
But unless Andy Reid thinks he's crossing a line, then it doesn't really matter, and it's just something that we all saw.
It doesn't. I agree with that 100%. I did have one more question for you, and I just told you. So did you hear the numbers? Obviously, you saw the viewing numbers, right?
Yeah,
so
120, average of 123.
And you know what it was last year, right?
115.
Right. So we know that there was a 7.3 or 4 million increase in viewership. That's what Taylor Swift means to the NFL. And that's why Roger Goodell was in that box before the game talking to Taylor Swift. When I saw that video, I go, you bet your ass you better be up there, buddy. And you better make sure she's happy. 7.5 million more viewers just simply because she was going to be on the telecast. And boy, was she.
I think that's probably the number one reason. I also think, just based on the limited knowledge I have of how Nielsen ratings work, because we're in a business that relies on them as well, and I think they're better at calculating TV ratings than they are at ratings for what we all do. We sometimes see numbers that don't necessarily reflect what reality is, and it can be frustrating. So I'm a little bit jaded by the world of Nielsen. I think they've gotten better as streaming has picked up with every year. That even though 2023 and 2024 don't seem like they're that far apart, with every year that advances, there are more people streaming, and I think it's easier to calculate the total number of people that are watching. So Swift, I'm not denying the impact that she had. There are millions that showed up to the dance because she was in attendance, but I also think we're going to see numbers grow because it's just easier to calculate these numbers these days.
Well, buddy, listen, I appreciate you breaking off some time in the middle of your big schedule tonight. The Thunder play the Magic. Brandon will be down there doing pregame, halftime, and postgame. You can hear him on 96.9 The Game every single day from 3 until 6. And, of course, you can hear him tonight during the Magic broadcast as well. Always good seeing you, BK.
I do want to mention our broadcast tonight. We're a little bit split. The game broadcast is going to be partially aired on 96.9 The Game. We do have some UCF preemption. So if you want to listen to my analysis or the game broadcast itself, 104.5 The Beat, you can find the entirety of the broadcast tonight.
You guys give it up good and loud for Brandon Kravitz. Yeah! Thanks for your time, boss. Have a good time tonight.
BK Broiler!
Go Magic. All right, 407-916-1041. Don't forget your 4 o'clock keyword is cash, C-A-S-H. Go to realradio.fm and send that away for your shot at $1,000. Back in a sec with more of The Jim Colbert Show.
Real Radio is Real Music Weekends. Real Music Weekends. This weekend on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Cool Today Weather Center, cooltoday.com.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a look at your forecast for Central Florida on this Tuesday. Throughout this afternoon, temperatures will be noticeably cooler, but overall still fairly pleasant and comfortable, with afternoon highs reaching the upper 60s. We'll also expect a good amount of sunshine too, but we can't rule out some passing clouds, so we'll go with partly cloudy for today. Tomorrow, even more sunshine, with temperatures making it back into the low 70s for highs, mid 70s by Friday. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by Staples Stores. Now, during Staples Sit-a-thon, you can save up to $180 on select chairs, desk chairs, computer chairs, even gaming chairs. In store only, offer ends 3/2. See associates for details. Stop by Staples today and grab a seat.
If you ask anyone who's experienced LASIK, they're going to tell you it's the best thing they've ever done. And more than not, they'll add, should have done this way before. That's exactly what my 58-year-old father-in-law back in the day, when he said it and he finally got LASIK, he could not believe the change. So what are you waiting for? The Filatowski Eye Institute is offering free LASIK consultations, and it couldn't be easier to book your appointment to find out what they can do for you. Simply text 1041 to 868686 and start your journey to better vision with the Filatowski Eye Institute. If you're worried about their, let's say, integrity, well, let's just say this. They've performed over 65,000 LASIK procedures using the latest state-of-the-art technology. And if finances is a concern, don't stress there either. They have 24-month interest-free financing available. And all you have to do is just text 1041 to 868686 and schedule your free LASIK consultation at the Filatowski Eye Institute. Your path to better vision begins right now.
Get ready for our 2024 iHeart Podcast Awards, presented by The Hartford, live at South by Southwest. March 11th, we'll honor the very best in podcasting from the past year, and you'll help decide who wins Podcast of the Year. Vote now at iHeartPodcastAwards.com.
The Hartford Small Business Insurance is the presenting partner of the 2024 iHeart Podcast Awards, live at South by Southwest. To learn more or start a quote, visit thehartford.com/smallbusiness. With insurance designed for your small business, the Bucks got your back.
Very local. Powered by WESH 2. Local news. Breaking news this morning. Original series and specials.
I can't wait to go check it out. Come with me.
24/7 TV made just for you.
How awesome is this?
Download the free Very Local app now.
Make your dream of a new Pavers driveway, pool deck, beautiful patio, and artificial turf a reality with Pavers Depot. Join us at the largest Pavers showroom in Central Florida. Over 400,000 square feet in stock, including Tamron brand pavers. Pavers Depot can get your job done in just 2 weeks with a free estimate on custom installation. Visit online at paversdepot.com or call 407-839-5900. 407-839-5900. paversdepot.com.
Hey, are you planning to get an updated COVID-19 vaccine?
Yep. I don't want to get seriously sick and miss out on spending time with friends and family.
Does it cost a lot? I don't have insurance.
If you don't have health insurance, or if your insurance doesn't cover an updated COVID-19 vaccine, you can get one for free with the Bridge Access program. Just look for places that participate in Bridge Access on vaccines.gov.
Sounds good. Bridge Access on vaccines.gov.
A message from CDC.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change-outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
With 3 generations and over 45 years of Florida experience, Handyman Roofing knows storms and hurricanes. We know how to evaluate storm-damaged roofs and not cause more damage. Handyman Roofing has the expertise to get your roof done. Plus, easy financing in case your insurance company is dragging its feet. With multiple emergency response teams ready, Handyman Roofing will be by your side now when you need it the most.
Knows how to get things done. Count on Handyman Roofing to get it done. Handyman Roofing to get it done.
Over $6 billion in tax refunds were flagged by the IRS for possible identity theft in 2023. If you're in a bind this tax season, LifeLock can help. Their U.S.-based restoration specialists are dedicated to helping solve identity theft issues, and all plans are backed by the $1 Million Protection Package, which means if you lose money because of identity theft, LifeLock will reimburse you to the limits of your plan. Go to LifeLock.com and save up to 25% your first year with promo code CLAY.
Hey, Joe Montana here. Back in my football days, I knew the importance of a strong defense. Now I'm sharing how you can help defend your health against pneumococcal pneumonia, a bacterial lung disease that can be life-threatening. If you're 65 or older, or 19 or older with certain chronic conditions like diabetes or asthma, you're at increased risk. Talk to your doctor or pharmacist about vaccination and learn more at knowpneumonia.com. That's KNOW pneumonia.com.
Sponsored by Pfizer.
Did you know your life insurance is an asset you can sell? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life. For almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors just like you. And at abacuspays.com, we've created a free policy value calculator so you can find out the worth of your policy in just seconds. There are no fees and no obligations. Get real value from your life insurance when you need it with Abacus. Learn more at abacuspays.com.
Make everything you do more epic with Spectrum Mobile and the new Samsung Galaxy S24 series with Galaxy AI. Order from Spectrum and get $700 off with a trade-in. And now, you can get Spectrum Mobile for $15 a month each when you get 2 unlimited lines. Get the new Samsung Galaxy S24 series with Galaxy AI today. Visit a Spectrum store or SpectrumMobile.com. Offer subject to change, valid for qualified residential customers only. Service not available in all areas. Restrictions apply.
Real Radio is on X at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Want more from us? At The Jim Colbert Show on Instagram. Follow us.
All right, I just got home, watched the Little Dicky video. Ross needs to be banned from What'd You Do That's New. That's it. Final chance. Bye.
All right, buddy, I'll bring that up with the council because I'm kind of feeling the same way.
I just started watching it again.
I don't mind. I heard you. You guys are freaks if you watch that more than once. All right, 407-916-1041. Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show here on Real Radio. Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate that as we do every single day. I am Jim. Deb is right there.
Freak.
And Jack is here as well.
Yeah.
Ross will be back tomorrow. That way we can flog him for this choice. If you haven't seen it, JimColbertLive.com. It's the What'd You Do That's new for last week, but I do have one up there that is coming soon. Jack will put it up here in just a bit.
Yeah, that's posted. The link is posted for yours as well.
There you go. The history of Valentine's Day. So how we got here to spend $26 billion or $28 billion.
25.8.
Do you spend a lot? But more importantly, does he spend a lot?
Yes, actually, I've had to train myself, actually, because I'm like, oh, he's a guy. You know, they don't really care about Valentine's Day. And then he ends up going above and beyond.
Let me ask you, though, it's interesting because women, as a rule, I think men probably too, have their favorite holiday that they like to get the most, or the most treat. Like some women, they like to be treated the most or the best on the Valentine's Day. They want to go all out for that. Some women, like my wife, is a birthday person. She likes her birthday to be a big blowout.
Yeah, same here.
We like comfortable Christmases where everybody is just together. We don't have to have like a bunch of stuff to really feel that way. We like to open stuff. It doesn't have to be, diamond ring. Oh, another diamond ring.
Right.
I'll need more fingers. And it's not like that. But for some reason, people feel that way about Valentine's Day. I have woefully fallen short on Valentine's Day for many years, doing the stereotypical stuff. And even when I try to stretch it out a little bit. Look, I got to tell you straight. If you're not booking your Valentine's Day dinner in December, you're not going to get in. It's that simple. Even if you wait till the beginning of January and you try to book your dinner at a reputable restaurant, you're going to be eating on the patio or at 9 at night.
Don't let that stop you from trying, because I can only imagine there's a restaurant owner right now hearing this with open table just saying, no, stop, I got room.
I got bad news for you, and this is just me being real. If you have a restaurant that you think is good and you have an open table on Valentine's Day in this city, you may want to check whether or not you're actually good.
Ouch.
That may be the hot take, but
take,
I got bad news for you. It right now is the tell of the best restaurants in Orlando. If you really want to know what the best restaurants in Orlando are, right now is the best time to know. And I'll tell you, because if you go to any of them, you're not getting close to it. They will laugh at you. They'll like, well, you can eat in the parking lot, I guess, or we can bring it out to your car and you can tailgate maybe, but you're not getting near this place. I mean, there's about 10 places in Orlando that if you did not book in the middle of December for your Valentine's Day dinner, you're not getting in.
What are you guys doing?
Don't know yet. I didn't make any plans.
I did, but I only did it, recently, and I had no problem getting a table at Chicken Gag.
Yeah. I was gonna say, if you're going to Wawa, you're gonna be fine.
Destination dining, my friend.
Yeah, right.
They have those tables outside, and if you find the Wawa in the right neighborhood, it's a lakeside view at my Wawa.
Oh my God.
Don't take your wife to Wawa.
Well, it's just the smell of the gas pumps. But
what is the minimum, Deb? Is the minimum flowers and a card? Is that the minimum, or does it have to be like? You don't even know, right? What Chris is doing?
No,
you have no idea.
No,
so you'll get.
But I'll probably get a card and maybe flowers.
Right.
Yeah,
Is that what the normal is?
Yeah.
And what do you get him?
Well, normally we'll get each other gifts as well.
Yeah.
Like one year I got him a framed photo of Wrigley Field.
That's nice.
That was taken like in the 20s or something like that. Yeah, it was a nice frame on it.
Now, Jack, are you a gift and flowers and a card person? Or is it one?
No.
Yeah.
Is it one or the other?
No.
It's a flower with 7-Eleven, that little glass bottle on the bottom of it?
I got my wife 3 pictures of the inside bone structure of our dog. They came from my vet was the one who took the pictures.
You can't do that.
What?
You can't do that. You can't have an emergency in the family and go, oh, by the way, that was your Valentine's Day. You cannot do that.
Can't?
No, you cannot. That makes you the worst person that's ever lived. That makes you should now start a Little Dicky video.
Ooh.
Okay, no.
You can be in jail part 2.
We're going out. We're going out to eat.
Yeah. Are you? Really? Where did you book?
I don't want to say now.
Okay, come
I'll
on.
tell you tomorrow. I mean Thursday.
Yeah, tell me Thursday?
Yeah.
You'll tell me during this break, though, right? I promise
absolutely.
I won't say anything.
Absolutely.
Thinking Chick-fil-A, maybe. Chicken salad chicken. She's got a couple places she really likes. Maybe some Indian. Indian isn't the most romantic food, so I don't know if Indian goes well. Maybe you can get a booking in an Indian restaurant.
Yeah, there is a spice. I don't know what it is.
Italian place has got to fill up first, though.
Oh, I love Italian, but I love Mexican. But Indian food, I've been trying. But curry is its own thing, and I've got a problem with the smell. But there is a spice. I don't know if it's turmeric. I don't know.
Not an Indian food.
Okay,
garam masala.
There's a spice.
Cumin masala.
It might be cumin. It hits me wrong, and I just can't
You remember
get over it.
A curry is a mix of spices. It's not
Okay.
like a spice. You can't go by curry per se. I mean, you can, but it's a
right.
prepackaged mix of spices, a number of things.
There is a spice that I have been yet to identify as the one that really bothers me.
Yeah,
but I cannot.
Oh my God, dude! You can't make Indian food hot enough. I mean, I love everything. Matter of fact, my wife and I this past weekend were out, and I said, we haven't gotten Indian in a while. We got to go to. We like Tabla, but we'll probably wind up going there. But I got to tell you, last time we went there, and just me being real, I actually had to ask them if they were shrinkflating because I've been there before, and I felt like the dish that I got did not have as much food on it as the one I got before when I ordered that same dish. And I said, are you guys reducing the amount of protein on your dishes to, kind of adjust for prices or whatever? And he goes, no, it's the same. I'm like, dude, it's not the same. Right? It is not the same. Because let me tell you what, I couldn't finish my $19 chicken masala last time. Like I had to go, I had plenty of food to take with me. I wiped that thing out in no time this time. And he looked at me perfect and he goes, maybe you're just hungrier. And I go, maybe you should just bring me the check and I'll never see you again. I'm joking. I didn't say that.
Say it.
Not
He
in that
thought
way.
it. Oh.
Yeah. I said it in Spanish. It was weird. All right, 407-916-1041. We do have another keyword for you right now. And on the other side, I'll tell you a restaurant that actually just set up a pretty interesting deal. It sold out immediately. Tell me if you would do it. We'll do that next.
Your chance to win $1,000 in your hand is minutes away on Real Radio 104.1. Brought to you by Mills Air.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Shop the best quality jewelry and lowest price. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Normal afternoon slowdowns continue on I-4 in the Orlando area today between the Beach Line and 535, as well as between the Greenway and the 429. No major slowdowns or delays to report at this time on the Beach Line or the Greenway. Traffic still moves well east and westbound on the 408. If you see any traffic problems today, make sure to call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by HCA Florida Healthcare.
Sharp stomach pain? Advice is here. Consult a nurse. Answers, advice around the clock. Consult a nurse. HCA Florida Healthcare. We show up for you. Call 844-70-NURSE. It's free.
It's time to get pre-approved so you don't miss the party this summer at your new pool home. That mortgage guy, Don, has been helping people with their mortgage needs for over 20 years. Experience the mortgage broker difference like I did and save a bunch of money. In fact, government studies prove buyers save $9,400 on average when you work with a mortgage broker rather than the banks. Let that mortgage guy, Don, make your dream home a reality just like he did for me. It really is peace of mind at your fingertips at thatmortgagguydon.com.
Don't miss the boat, compare your quote with thatmortgageguydon.com.
What'd your mom pack you for lunch? Let's see, a turkey sandwich, chips, and... Oh, fresh from Florida strawberries. I'll trade you for some string cheese. Sure, here's my sandwich and my chips. No, I want the Florida strawberries. Seriously? No way. Can I throw in my juice box? You can throw in your lunchbox. You're not getting my Florida strawberries.
Pack the snacks your kids want to eat. Look for the sunny, fresh from Florida logo where you shop.
How about my new sneakers? Nope. These earbuds? Nope. My backpack? Nope.
A picture is worth 1,000 words, but a video is priceless. I'm attorney Mo DeWitt, and we have access to every single traffic camera in the state of Florida. Injured on the go, just call Mo, Orlando's injury attorneys.
A Fifth Third Better means we put in 166.7%.
What does that mean?
Well, at Fifth Third Bank, our name equals 166.7%. So that's how hard we work. That means free checking, no hidden fees, and helping to protect your identity.
Explain it in baseball terms?
It's a home run.
Basketball terms?
It's a slam dunk.
Football.
Touchdown.
Highlight?
Buzzball.
Cricket.
Golden duck.
Wow, guess that really is a Fifth Third Better.
That's what a Fifth Third Better means. This is banking a Fifth Third Better. Fifth Third Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
Your neighborhood Tools Ace Hardware has everything you need to get ready for spring. Now through February 29th, get the best prices on made for Florida Sunnyland fertilizers, Miracle Grow soils, Roundup weed and grass killers, yard tools, and more. Cypress mulch is 4 for $10 all month long. And don't forget to bring in your Steel outdoor power equipment to one of Tools Ace Hardware's 10 service centers for a spring tune-up. Tools Ace Hardware has 12 convenient locations in Central Florida, or you can shop online at acehardware.com for free in-store delivery or pickup. And be sure to look for our brand new Tools Ace Hardware hardware store coming to Hamlin soon.
At Mayo Clinic in Florida, we're conquering the unconquerable. Using artificial intelligence and data, our experts can create a personalized gene roadmap just for you, customizing your cancer treatment, giving your body exactly what it needs to fight the disease. We're making more possible at Mayo Clinic because every day we're doing what's never been done. Learn more at mayoclinic.org/possible. Mayo Clinic. You know where to go.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed? Because no two people sleep the same. Only the Sleep Number smart bed lets you each choose your individual firmness and comfort, your Sleep Number setting. The Climate 360 smart bed is so smart it actively cools or warms up to 13 degrees on either side for your ideal sleep temperature. And now, during our President's Day sale, save 50% on the Sleep Number limited edition smart bed, plus free home delivery when you add any base. Ends Monday. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
Don't miss TK Law. Trendley Kramer Law calls every Wednesday at 8:35 on the Monsters in the Morning. Ray Trendley and the Monsters will be discussing all things law, from the latest celebrity legal troubles to what's going on out there.
Take your Valentine's experience to a whole new level this year with jewelry, flowers, candy, dinner, and a flyaway romantic getaway. All courtesy of International Diamond Center. Nothing says I love you like romantic jewelry from IDC. From a simple pendant to an exquisite designer ring, we've got a fantastic selection of affordable, timeless gifts. And this year, with any jewelry purchase at IDC of $129 or more, we're giving you some long stem roses, some delicious chocolates, and a gift card for dinner from Vito's or Fishbones. It's one-stop shopping for all things romantic. And if you really want to take it up a notch, we're also giving away island getaways. Just spend $5,000 on jewelry and you'll get a $500 airfare credit for a Caribbean vacation. Spend $10,000 on our jewelry and get 3 nights including airfare at a tropical resort. On us. Make this Valentine's one to remember. Let IDC help you with your jewelry, flowers, chocolates, dinner, and a romantic vacation. We've got it all. Happy Valentine's from International Diamond Center. 4 Orlando locations. Restrictions apply. See store for details.
Pucker up, Central Florida. RC Hill here from RC Hill Mitsubishi. This month, I'm on a mission to help you fall in love with a new car. So if your old rides left you brokenhearted, kiss it goodbye. Used cars from just $89 per month. New cars from just $189 per month. So get here quick. I'm RC Hill, your car dealer next door. Central Florida's first choice for new Mitsubishis. Visit me at rchill.com. That's rchill.com.
Credit requires bank approval. See rchill.com for details. Offer absolutely ends February 29, 2024.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because clients and character matter. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, GREEN. 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 Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
Radio now comes with moving pictures. The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube. Subscribe and watch.
Green. Green is your 5 o'clock keyword, GREEN. Get over to realradio.fm and send that away for your chance at $1,000. Green, guys. That is your 5 o'clock keyword. Remember, if you're playing the game, pick up your phone, turn it on, and keep it near. That's how they tell you you've won. So if you see a number after you've sent your code away, you want to definitely make sure that you answer all those calls.
Keep your phone off silent.
Absolutely. All right, welcome back. I'm Jim. Deb and Jack are here as well. Ross will rejoin us tomorrow. He's doing a few things just related to whatever. You know, sometimes you just need a day off. It just happens.
Yeah, you got stuff to do. Sometimes you got to do stuff during that 9 to 5 weekday work day. I'm trying to get my daughters to understand that. Like, it's like you kind of have to allow your schedule to fit to what corporate America is when you need to interact with corporate America.
Yeah.
Whether it's your doctor or something. It's, I'll call tomorrow. No, tomorrow's Saturday. Okay, then I'll call Sunday. It's like, no, you don't understand. They're not working.
Yeah,
they're not here.
Yeah, you don't get it. All right, 407-916-441. All right, so we were talking about Valentine's Day and where you go to dinner and stuff. Did you guys hear about the restaurant that offered a date night pass? Did you guys see the story?
No.
Okay, so this restaurant, I'll try to get you, maybe you guys can guess. Very interesting idea. And by the way, let me ask. This is
Olive Garden.
No, stop. Are you guys members of any clubs when it comes to businesses? Like Like if you enter your phone number and you're part of the club, like when you buy something, you get points, or you're on an email list where you get offers for special occasions. Are you on any kind of list like that for any entity at all, business entity?
I can show you my Dollar General app.
There you go. Okay.
Well, that's just a coupon. That's they're not emailing me stuff.
Right.
I get the Aldi email.
All right, very nice. So you're with
so
Aldi.
good.
Do you have
love
any of
Aldi.
those?
No.
Aldi's
You don't
the
have any of
best.
those places where if you spend a lot of money there, you're like, well, I might as well just kind of join the club. I'll get, maybe I'll get some money off, or maybe I'll get a better.
I do like Winn-Dixie.
E-Pass.
Again,
Yeah, Winn-Dixie's a good
Yeah,
example.
well, but here's the deal. I use my and Walgreens. I use the code
Oh, yeah,
to
Walgreens.
get that advertised lower price. But whatever those points do, I never seem to accumulate them.
No.
I've never followed where the points go.
Oh no, you get money. If you ask them what your bonus account has in it, I mean, it takes a while, but I mean, we at one point we went to buy something at Walgreens. We had like $15.50 in there that we had accumulated over spending money over the last 38 years.
Yeah.
$15.50 or whatever it was. Yeah.
I think they expire them now. They're like I think they kind of
Use
run
them
a
or lose
clock
them
on
kind
them.
of-
Exactly. So they don't have to pay off.
You can use them for that Valentine's Day card you
Oh,
got to
yeah,
stop for and get on your way home.
Oh, that's
Well, if you were lucky enough to snag one of these date night passes from this restaurant, you need to consider yourself very lucky, because here's what it's going to do. For 1 year, and the pass costs $200, but for 1 year, every week you can go to an Applebee's and you get $30 credit.
Oh, wow.
Now, that doesn't go toward alcohol or anything like that, but for food and regular drinks, you have a $30 credit. Now, of course, you do the math, you can figure out that's over $1,500 value if you go every week. Question, would you go to this restaurant every week? And then secondly, that'd be the only question. Like, could you go to this restaurant every week? What restaurant do you think you would pay $200 for that you could visit every week and not get tired of it, so that you could maximize your value? Because for $200, you really only have to go like, 10 times to really kind of pay for the pass itself.
Sure.
Because you're getting $30. One of your meals is free is basically what you're doing.
Yeah.
You're just paying in advance. But in reality, and by the way, they sold out immediately. Within seconds, it sold out. 90 seconds, I believe. And it doesn't say how many they sold.
So it's a chain, but it's not Applebee's?
It is Applebee's.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
you
is
said
it?
Did I say that? I thought I said Chili's. I was trying to throw you off.
No.
Yeah, it's Applebee's for sure. It said the restaurant hasn't announced the plans to repeat this, but that's what they're doing. If you do get a pass, that's what you should know. It's where you can go, which is basically you can go 52 times a year for weekly date nights, and they're rolling this out for Valentine's Day. That's kind of why they did it. Between February 1st and January 1st of 2025, you can go in once a week, and you'll get $30 off your Applebee's gift card. Could you eat at Applebee's once a week for a year?
Oh. Yeah, probably.
I don't know if I could. I just simply do not know if I could eat at Applebee's every or once a week for a year.
I could. I'd probably get the ribs.
Every time?
I'd switch it up.
Every time?
I'd switch it up.
So the thing is, you're really kind of what made me think about this. Like, for me to go into an Applebee's, I would eat everything on the menu a couple times because I could eat everything on the menu. But if you're not like that and you're not really an adventurous eater and it's going to be ribs or a burger like every time, I mean, you wouldn't do that, right? I mean, there are only a few restaurants I think you could do that. And you feel like if Cheesecake Factory did this, like it would be a no-brainer because their
menu is stupid.
Their menu is right. They
That menu is ridiculous.
They found that menu in a cave in Jerusalem, and
they keep adding to it.
Exactly. The
big as a phone book.
The Dead Scroll menu. But I believe there are a number of places, like I think maybe some Asian restaurants you could do this because there's so many different choices of food. I would say even some Indian restaurants you could do it. You could like, well, I'm not going to get bored with this. I can do vindaloo. I can do masala. I can do so many other different flavors. I could get it hot. I could get it mild. Applebee's would be tough, guys.
It's a pretty smart promotion.
Yeah, it's
it really
really
is
smart.
because you have to use it at 7 times to turn a profit. But even on that alone, what they're getting you for alcohol and the other meal.
That's the key.
That's
the key.
Yeah.
Look, you go into a restaurant, and my wife and I do this all the time. We look at the bill without the alcohol. And every single time we tell ourselves, we're going to get drunk before we come in next time. And inevitably we do not. We go in and we wind up it's 4 beers. You think 4 beers at a restaurant? What could 4 beers cost? Well, I can tell you.
Yeah.
4 beers with a tip is going to be about $40.
Yeah.
Anywhere from $7 to $9 a beer, depending on what you're drinking. So you just doubled your tab if both of you got a $20 entree. And then, they charge you now $4 for something to drink, like a Pepsi or tea now is $4 for a soft drink. I don't know if you noticed that. Have you noticed the prices of like soft drinks now? The balls, by the way, and I love you guys out there trying to make your money. I get it. The balls of you to charge $4.50 for a glass of iced tea. Ooh, guys, listen.
It doesn't stem far from the supermarket prices for soda.
It's so ridiculous. I mean, literally the iced tea. Like when you look at your bill, I was at a First Watch recently, and I was looking at my bill, and I love First Watch. They do a good job. Yeah. But when you look down and you see that your food was like $12.99, and the tea that you ordered with your drink is literally $3.
But it's free refills, right?
Yeah, but whatever.
So it's never
but how much tea
ending.
can I drink?
That's
you
how
never
they
get
get
your,
you.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Get you. No alcohol. For this. Applebee's is going to kill it with alcohol. If you go in there with your $30 card and you order just 2 drinks, they win. That's it. They win. That's it. There's no question. Because, for every rum and Coke or beer, they're making it for 80 cents and charging you $10. They've won. And by the way, I think the proof is, and they studied this one time. I remember reading this one time. If you get a deal like that, you're actually more apt to order extra food to make up for the money that you're saving.
Sure.
Because you don't look at it as a savings, you look at it as a credit.
Yeah. We normally don't get an appetizer.
That's
or
right.
Dessert. Hey, you want to do dessert? Why not?
Right.
I saved $30. My entree was free. Let's get a dessert.
Exactly. And it's the smartest thing in the world because look, I think like that.
Yeah.
I would go there like, look, man, they're 30 in the hole. Let's get even.
Let's give it to them.
Let's get even here. Yeah, I saw that. So they sold that out immediately, and I'm guessing they'll see how it reacts over a year. Like they'll kind of because they can monitor it, because every time the pass is used, they'll be able to kind of tell how often and who they're using, who's using it, and what for, and they'll be able to track exactly how much if it either cost them or made them money. But you can look for other chains, maybe do something like this.
I was thinking about that the other day, and I know you and Fayez were talking about this, or you mentioned it, I believe. How most people guilty as charged don't travel more than
3 miles.
A couple miles from their house.
3 mile
when they go out
circle,
to eat.
yeah.
Because my wife and I, we have our spots that are in our neighborhood.
Same here.
And, Valentine's Day, I'm going to drive for 20 minutes to get to a place. That's a hike.
Yeah.
But, rarely go outside of that bubble.
Yeah, you really do. And one of the reasons we still like doing Primetime Kitchen and having Fayez talk about all these great places, and the even cooler thing is when he does, and the next week when he comes in, inevitably the texting service will light up with people like, hey, I tried that place he referred, and it was unreal.
Yeah.
We're getting more and more of that because, as Fayez as people start to kind of know him and trust him, they will take more of these recommendations, and that happens because when we started doing it, he wasn't like a household name. We're trying to make it where when people hear his name, they pay attention to what he's suggesting because he really does know the stuff.
Well, when he told us during Primetime Kitchen, that's how I learned about Cow and Cheese, the smash burger place. It was fantastic. I loved it,
and they're crushing.
Yeah. Are they?
Like,
yeah.
Oh, God,
It's
dude.
an interesting concept, and, but I love that burger. It was really good.
Man, you can't go on social for more than 5 minutes without seeing a Cow and Cheese spot, like for some reviewers doing it or whatever. I mean, on my feed anyway. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Our buddy Scott Brown with Edgewater Family Wealth is up next here on the Jim Colbert Show.
Real Radio is the news junkie.
Did you know in certain countries, for one in the Netherlands, if you are disabled, they give you a budget to hire prostitutes to have sex with you if you're a disabled person.
Do you have to be a citizen?
You're asking for a friend?
The news junkie. Weekdays at 11 on Real Radio 104.1.
Still looking at heavy traffic today on I-4 in the Orlando area as you travel east and westbound on the interstate between the Beach Line and 535 and between US 27 and the 429. No major delays to report at this time for drivers taking the Turnpike or the Beach Line. If you run into traffic problems this afternoon, just make sure to call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by HCA Florida Healthcare.
Sharp stomach pain? Advice is here. Consult a nurse. Answers, advice around the clock. Consult a nurse. HCA Florida Healthcare. We show up for you. Call 844-70-NURSE. It's free.
Our question of the day, Jim Colbert Show, is posted in our YouTube chat. It's just search Jim Colbert Show on YouTube. Vote in it there. We'll talk about it at the end of the program. It's brought to you by WeAreNotTheBanks.com. Thank you, Brad. Brad Siebert of WeAreNotTheBanks.com. What a great service. Mortgage lenders, whether it's buying your new home and getting that mortgage for that new home, or maybe you're refinancing your home, taking advantage of the equity, maybe getting a better rate. He can help with both. He did that for me. I used WeAreNotTheBanks.com for my refi. It was fast, easy, got a great rate, put me in a great position today, and I am, getting within a few years of finally getting that house paid off, and I am really psyched about that. WeAreNotTheBanks.com. Same website. They can help. They're not the banks. They're better than the banks. Mortgages are their sole focus. Whether it's good credit or even bumps in your credit, he can still work with you. Deals with all types of loans, VA, conventional, jumbo loans, no income documentation loans. Plus, Brad's a great guy. He's going to help you through the process. For all the mortgage needs, the website is WeAreNotTheBanks.com. Go there, get started. NMLS ID number 66247, equal housing opportunity.
Cento Family Moving and Storage is Central Florida's trusted source for local and long-distance moving. From packing to delivery, Cento Moving is fully licensed and insured to provide you a seamless moving experience so you can enjoy your new home in no time. Get a quote today at CentoMoving.com. Forget the stress, move with the best.
Do you have trouble remembering that one thing you went to the grocery store to buy? Here's a tip. Forget about it. Just pick up fresh Florida strawberries. They're delicious, in season, and available now. Here's another tip. Go to freshfromflorida.com and use local Florida strawberries for wonderful recipes like strawberry arugula salad or strawberry fritters. And while you're there, join the Fresh from Florida Club for free perks. Fresh from Florida. There's sunshine in every bite.
Committing to saving for 4 years of college can be stressful for families. Not to worry. Florida Prepaid has a plan for you. The reality is, most parents don't cover all of their child's college costs. A Florida Prepaid 1-year university plan lets you start small and add a year at a time as your budget allows. With the lowest prices in 10 years, plans now start at just $34 a month and are 100% risk-free, so you can never lose your investment. Plus, any amount you save today means less debt for them tomorrow. Florida Prepaid open enrollment is now. Find your plan today.
Your neighborhood Tools Ace Hardware has everything you need to get ready for spring. Now through February 29th, get the best prices on made for Florida Sunnyland fertilizers, Miracle Grow soils, Roundup weed and grass killers, yard tools, and more. Cypress mulch is 4 for $10 all month long. And don't forget to bring in your Steel outdoor power equipment to one of Tools Ace Hardware's 10 service centers for a spring tune-up. Tools Ace Hardware has 12 convenient locations in Central Florida, or you can shop online at acehardware.com for free in-store delivery or pickup. And be sure to look for our brand new Tools Ace Hardware store coming to Hamlin soon.
Take your Valentine's experience to a whole new level this year with jewelry, flowers, candy, dinner, and a flyaway romantic getaway. All courtesy of International Diamond Center. Nothing says I love you like romantic jewelry from IDC. From a simple pendant to an exquisite designer ring, we've got a fantastic selection of affordable, timeless gifts. And this year, with any jewelry purchase at IDC of $129 or more, we're giving you some long stem roses, some delicious chocolates, and a gift card for dinner from Vito's or Fishbones. It's one-stop shopping for all things romantic. And if you really want to take it up a notch, we're also giving away island getaways. Just spend $5,000 on jewelry and you'll get a $500 airfare credit for a Caribbean vacation. Spend $10,000 on our jewelry and get 3 nights including airfare at a tropical resort. On us. Make this Valentine's one to remember. Let IDC help you with your jewelry, flowers, chocolates, dinner, and a romantic vacation. We've got it all. Happy Valentine's from International Diamond Center. 4 Orlando locations. Restrictions apply. See store for details.
Hey, are you planning to get an updated COVID-19 vaccine?
Yep. I don't want to get seriously sick and miss out on spending time with friends and family.
Does it cost a lot? I don't have insurance.
If you don't have health insurance, or if your insurance doesn't cover an updated COVID-19 vaccine, you can get one for free with the Bridge Access program. Just look for places that participate in Bridge Access on vaccines.gov.
Sounds good. Bridge Access on vaccines.gov.
A message from CDC.
Hello, this is Susie Essman and Jeff Garland.
I'm here.
And we are the hosts of the History of Curb Your Enthusiasm podcast. And we're going to be rewatching and talking about every single episode, and we're going to break it down. Oh, and we're going to be joined by special guests, including Larry David and Cheryl Hines, Richard Lewis, Bob Odenkirk, and so many more. And we're going to have clips, and it's just going to be a lot of fun. So listen to the History of Curb Your Enthusiasm on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hi, everyone. I'm Paul Anka.
And I'm Skip Bronson.
What happens when two old friends take their decades of experience in the business and sit down with our buddies?
You get Our Way, a brand new show from iHeart Podcast where we chop it up with our pals about everything under the sun.
Hear amazing guests like Jason Bateman, Michael Bublé, Mark Burnett, and many more as they sit down with Paul and Skip.
This is our podcast, and we're going to do it our way.
Listen to Our Way on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
The Jim Colbert Show, streaming live on YouTube. Watch us talk.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. Text us easily at 77031. Your 5 o'clock keyword is green, GREEN. Just slide over to realradio.fm and send that away for your chance at winning $1,000. Green is your 5 o'clock keyword. Good luck. Welcome back. I'm Jim. Deb's here.
Hello.
And Jack is here.
Word.
And we're going to learn about making money with Scott Brown.
Helping people passionate about planning for their future rise above investment myths to build real wealth. Isn't that really just common sense financial advice? It's both. Oh, okay. It's only money with Scott Brown from Edgewater Family Wealth.
You guys give it up good and loud for everybody. Scott Brown.
Yeah.
What's up, dude? How you doing?
I'm fantastic, man.
That's
How are y'all?
a nice sweater there, whatever
Thank
that
you.
is
I'm
there.
not even going to tell you where this came from because you'll make fun of it.
Oh, God.
please do.
Oh, where'd it come from?
Lululemon.
Yep. Listen.
Dude, they have great menswear. Look, you're not going to get hate from me, buddy.
Dude, they're so comfortable.
You're not going to get hate from me. It's just so damn expensive.
It
That's the
is
only-
expensive.
But if you catch that stuff on sale, though,
Yeah.
if you go to their website, they
Yep.
always have a clearance blowout area. Now, of course, it's like, this is 2 seasons old. And
Yeah.
I don't give a damn if it's 15 seasons
No,
old.
it's just
But-
comfy.
But that stuff is built so well. I know they get so much hate.
I know.
But,
I
man.
know. I don't like to admit to my friends that I'm wearing
That's
Lulu because,
all right.
you walk in there and it's you and a bunch of 15-year-old girls,
Exactly.
which is weird in itself.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I'm still getting my shirt.
All right.
I do love the fact that he just announced it to about 100,000.
Yes.
right.
See y'all at Lululemon.
All right, 407-916-1041. Scott comes to us via Edgewater Family Wealth. Been in business for 30-plus years.
You're 37.
37 years. That's a long time to be telling people how to spend their money.
You know, it's
Or not spend it.
yeah, or don't spend it. I tell them a lot of things. They listen to about half of it, so that's good.
Is there another business that you know of that has such a personal relationship with the clientele that's not like an attorney or a doctor? Because, I mean, you think about it. I mean, your money is your livelihood. You know, it's what you spend your time on.
Yeah.
Time is all you have that's really inevitable, right? So I can imagine that some of the conversations you have with clients can be a bit contentious and probably quite joyful, but I imagine it can't be far from their relationship with their doctor, the people they trust the most. I mean, would you agree with that?
Yeah, obviously it's a different topic, but it's probably second by only a little bit to your health in terms of how concerned you are about it. So yeah, I have people cry, I have people angry, I have people frustrated, I have people, they run every emotion you can think of runs through my office and the couch. I have a couch that people sit on, so I'm a little bit like a therapist.
He does your money therapy. I love it.
I do. I mean, it's true, and people they're sad, they're frustrated, they're happy, they're elated. Their kid got to go to college, they got to retire, but then this really bad thing. A lot of times, I have people in my office who've lost a family member, and that begets a whole bunch of economic needs and necessities.
Right, yeah. How many people? Yeah, I find this very interesting. And the cool thing is about asking you these questions, you don't really have to you don't have to divulge any really sensitive information. How many people have had a financial windfall and have come to you for advice, and you really had to come? I mean, you think about like maybe an inheritance, or maybe a lottery winner of some sort, or maybe a business that got bought out. And after that great influx of cash, do they change much, or do they come to you with a plan to set up something more solid? Have you had that happen?
I've had it happen many times. Business sales, inheritances, a couple of lottery winners. I've been through all of those. Athletes, I've been through all of that. And I will tell you, people don't change. It really, what the saying is that money enhances whoever you are. So if you're a bad person or a grouch, you're going to be grouchier and worse. If you're a nice person, that's your generosity is going to come through. And I can tell you that that's been my experience, that people don't change. And what you find, like, for example, if you start with a business owner who sells a business, a guy who or a gal who owns a plumbing company or a shop or a restaurant or whatever, and they sell it, that's a person that's been an entrepreneur most of their lives.
Right.
So it's not the windfall is, yes, a windfall. Maybe they made $5 million, $8 million, whatever the number is, and that's a lot of money.
But they had to be disciplined to get there to begin with.
It's not new. Like, they knew it was, that's what they've been doing for the last 30 years, right? They've been getting ready for this versus the person who inherits money. That is a whole different animal. If they've not had money before that can be very problematic because people, first of all, they don't know how that money was made because they didn't make it. They're not quite sure if they lost it, how they would make it back. So they become two things. They become very cynical and very cheap very quickly.
And they don't respect it. That's what I found. People who come into money quickly. I remember a kid back in the day got a big inheritance from his mom who had passed away.
Yeah.
You hand a kid who is like 17 years old $100K.
Yeah.
And he went through that by the time he was 19. It was all gone.
Yep.
But they just don't have the mentality for it. They don't understand. They don't have a discipline, and they don't respect it. So, they never had it before, and they can live without it again, is how they look at it sometimes.
Well, yeah, and they confuse their luck with some kind of acumen. Like, I have $500,000 that I don't know how I got it, but clearly I'm a smart person because my grandma left me $500,000, right?
I'll just get more.
Yeah, I mean, how many grandmas do I have? So yeah, they get confused and they think, well, I was able to budget $500 a week. Clearly, I can budget for $500,000. That very frequently is not the case.
Yeah, of course. I bet it's pretty interesting to watch.
It's interesting and aggravating sometimes because you try to talk sense into them, you try to explain the concepts to them. But if somebody reaches you at 40 or 50 years of age, let's face it, in our 50s, we start to lose our parents, if not before that. And they've reached 50 and not had any financial success and been poor with economics, that isn't going to change because they just inherited $1 million.
Right, yeah.
It's going to get worse.
Right, it's going to get worse.
Instant money can be problematic.
Yeah. All right, here with Scott Brown from Edgewater Family Wealth. You heard him 37 years in Orlando, making sure people don't spend their money in an unwise fashion.
Let's hope.
And every single week you send over a little, like a synopsis or a little, like a syllabus of what we're going to talk about today. And I found this very interesting. The last one I want to talk about because I think that is one of the most important factors across the board in business in general. And you can certainly see, based on what I just said a minute ago about the people you trust in your life the utmost, how that could come into play. But firstly, let's talk about possibility versus probability.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
So there's a saying that when possibility's in the room, probability goes out the window. And what that means is people like the possibility that they could win the lottery, even though there's a 1 in 23 million chance that you could win the Florida lottery. People, that's a possible thing. That could happen, right? So I'm going to buy lottery tickets because that's possible. And because it's possible, I'm going to keep trying it because that's a shortcut, right? And the odds of winning at roulette are like 1 in 32. The odds of winning blackjack are, you got a 40% chance of winning a hand of blackjack. And they do all these low probability things. They gamble on sports. They buy crypto. They buy meme stocks, right? These are low probability things. If you're smart enough to Google the probability of the things you're doing to try to get rich quickly, you'll realize they're very low probability outcomes. So but because it's possible that the guy I met yesterday at the bus stop could make me a millionaire. There is a chance of that. But it's exciting to you because it's possible. People don't stop and say, what is probable?
Yeah.
What is statistically, if I save $500 or $600 a month from the age of 25 and I earn 7% and I retire at age 65, I will have $1.8 million. That's not a low probability. That's 100% probability.
If not more by then. But
Right. Well, that's basically the math, right? So if you say there's a 100% chance that if I am disciplined and save for the next 25 or 30 years, I am going to have a lot of money and retire comfortably and be proud of myself for having done that. There's a 100% chance of that happening versus these other things where there's a 1 in a million, 1 in 2 million, 1 in 500,000. People love this stuff.
But Scott,
I know.
Scott,
I know.
Have you never sat around the kitchen table in a trailer and discuss what you're going to do with the $370 million you are guaranteed you're going to win in just a couple hours on
I
a Saturday
have
night?
100% done that exact thing as a child.
There is
Yes.
nothing more enhancing your life than sitting around with your friends and family, drinking hot beers, discussing what you're going to do with the $380 million. How about this? It's so real that you actually wind up getting in arguments with family members over the amount that they're going to get.
Yeah.
I mean, no chance of
What
you
do you
winning.
mean you wouldn't give that to me?
No chance. No, but that is the truth. You're right. To spend $10 occasionally when it's $500 million, that way you can dream.
Here's the deal.
That's worth the $10 to me.
You can dream for $2. That's my entry level. I get in for the $2, and from the time I buy the ticket until the time they tell me a Publix in Marathon sold the winning ticket, and it wasn't me. That dream time for $2 is worth it. And I do know one thing that all lottery winners have in common: they bought a ticket.
Oh, wish you hadn't said that.
$2! Don't you dare. We have a guy that's
paying
logical.
the dumb tax. Paying the dumb. That's all right. It's funding our schools, or at least that's what they tell us.
No, it's not. You know better than that. But, talking about the probability versus the possibility.
Yeah.
But the probability is so boring, Scott.
I know.
It's so boring. And that's a very interesting concept, because I am a I want it now kind of guy.
Yeah.
I am patently impatient.
Yeah.
I really am. So for me to go through a long-term thing like this, I have to build a mechanism to just forget that money is there. How do you do that? How do you deal with people that have that instant gratification thing like me that really still want to have that $1.5, $2 million down the road? How do you get somebody past that idea of that? Because sometimes that's very ingrained.
Well, it's, how do you eat an elephant one bite at a time? You ultimately, you have to teach the person that you're not delaying gratification. The gratification comes in the delay. What I mean by that is you have to begin to appreciate and enjoy and respect what you're doing for yourself. And when you start doing that, when you say, well, last month I saved $500, and the month after, and I got to the end of the year, I got $7,000 in my 401k. I had zero at the beginning of the year. And then you get to the next year, now you got $15,000, and after that you got $30,000 and $60,000. It's you learn to develop that as the gratification. Because the funny thing is, people think, well, I save all this money, yada, 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 and then I'll have $1 million, and then I'll go buy a Ferrari. No, you won't. Because you've learned that the gratification comes from having the money, from seeing it accumulate. You would rather see $1 million on your bank statement than you would like to see a Ferrari in your front yard. You get there with maturity, hopefully, and discipline.
Yeah, 1,000%.
Jim, I'd like to share with you a quote I wrote down 1 week ago today, and it's delayed gratification can be gratifying.
Somebody wise said that?
Scott Brown.
All right, so nobody wise said it, but I said it.
I heard an OnlyFans model say that once. Too. Here with Scott Brown from Edgewater Family Wealth. Scott, let's move on to the one I think is, and you say this, and I listen, man, I don't know in what context you mean with this statement. I know what kind of means to me, but it is, I think it's pretty obvious. Truth is the greatest single economic force. Explain that.
Yeah, so Charlie Munger said trust and truth were the single greatest economic force. And I've said this a million times, it's about time, right? We all only have so much time. We have to leverage, right? So if somebody comes to me, they're leveraging their time. They could Google investment stuff. They could study and read and spend 10 years doing this and doing that, spending 20 hours a week working on their investments. They could do that. But they're busy doing whatever it is they do, right? So they're leveraging me. Their trust in me and my team allows them to go forth and through life doing other things that are important to them, enjoying their family, traveling, working, building a business, crafting a career, getting an education for their kids. My team, because we are trusted in the cases of our clients, give them back their time to do that, leveraging the most limited thing you have on this planet is time. Right? We all, as far as I know, we're only getting our 70, 80, 90 years if we're lucky, maybe 100 for some of us.
We're all on the clock.
We're all on the clock, and the sand is pouring through the hourglass. So what I would say to you is trust solves that problem, because if a client comes to me and they say, hey, Scott, here's my money. I need you to invest it. I need this much in income, blah, 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 blah. And I say, I got it. And then they leave knowing and believing in me, that trust is paying off for them, because if they don't know or believe in me, they then have to go verify. Then they call their uncle and their cousin and another advisor and 4 other advisors, and they read Barron's and they look at the Wall Street Journal and they take a class over at the college, and 4 years go by and they still haven't learned how to handle their investments. Meanwhile, I could have given them all that time back.
Yeah, 100%.
It's economic leverage because if Charlie Munger and Warren Buffett don't trust their employees or don't trust their bankers or don't trust the people that underwrite their deals, they'll never get them done.
Yeah. How do you guys, this sounds like a marketing ploy, but how do you guys, do you use testimonials? How do you get new clients like that when people, do you get a lot of them from word of mouth, from people going, hey, I've got a guy kind of thing?
Mostly.
Is that what it is?
Mostly. Obviously we market and we do our events, which I'll talk about here in a second, but largely most of I would say 70 to 80% of the business that walks through our front doors through word of mouth referrals.
Wow. And that's got to be the best way to look at it, right? Because those are people you've actually gotten results for, and that speaks the most. I mean, you can't have a better ad campaign than people that have been with you for 10 or 12 years and you've changed their life or are going to change their life in the next 10 or 15 years.
Yeah, there's nothing I'm going to say here or anywhere else, tooting my own horn saying how great we are that can compare to a satisfied client saying, yeah, these guys are not too bad.
Hey, I'm not broke.
Hey, I don't hate these guys.
Hey, give us Scott Brown. I'm not broke.
Yeah.
That's exactly
Yeah,
it.
we don't hate him.
So when it comes to learning about this stuff, I know that you guys set up these seminars,
Yeah.
and they're very, very good at kind of giving you a basic overview of what you guys do and provide, and more of an overview of how people can start savings. Because one of the biggest questions we get when we do this segment every single week is, hey, can I start with 500? Can I start with 100? I think the common misconception is that you need a chunk of money to start with to start saving money and creating a habit of doing so.
Yeah.
So at the seminar this week, coming up, what are we going to be talking about?
Just that. So we do two things. We call our accumulator series and then our maintenance series, which is accumulators, people who are like you're describing. I have $100, I have $500 a month. How do I get started? Where should I go for that? What's a good way to do that? And we answer those questions. We say, if you go here and you do this and you look at this website and you look at these types of investments, that's a good place to get started. For somebody who's maybe close to retirement or just looking for somebody to work with, they got $500,000, $1 million, $2 million, whatever the number is. That's called maintenance in our book. And those maintenance people come. We have both at the event. So it's kind of neat for the accumulator to see the maintenance people who are asking a lot of times very similar questions. So we have the event coming up on the 21st, which unfortunately is sold out now.
Oh, it is really?
It is sold out. So we immediately added another Ruth's Chris event for March 20th at 11 a.m. You can now go to EdgewaterFamilyWealth.com and enroll in that particular one. In fact, we had to move half a dozen people over to that one because we filled up the one this month. But yeah, you come to these things and it's really just informative. We're not beating you over the head with a product or anything like that.
They'll be because we have a few minutes left, and I find that interesting. So that's the February 21st is sold out. March 20th will be the next.
Yes, sir.
EdgewaterFamilyWealth.com. Get on board and get signed up because he said they already had to roll over others from this one that sold out into the next one. So you definitely want to get on board for the March one so that you don't get left out of that one.
Yep.
You do them about once a month anyway?
During this time of year, we usually do them till about the end of summer. We try to do pretty much once a month.
So I think one of the things that, when you, like most of my friends are blue collar guys who just work for a living.
Sure.
You just have jobs that go out and they work all day long. And one of the big questions we get here on the texting service, and I get from people who hear the segment, who I know in my personal life is, do I have enough to start? And, is it difficult to do? If I only make $500 a week and I have these bills, how can I justify saving $10 or $25? Or can I even do that? Is it even worth starting with $10 or $25 to save or anything like that, a paycheck or whatever? I mean, I think that's maybe one of the biggest questions we get asked. Like, hey, I only make $45,000 a year. How do I start a savings program when I got a family to provide for?
Yeah.
But I still want to do that. And my job doesn't offer a 401k or anything like that. Like, what do you tell people like that?
Well, again, I get it. I mean, if you're a young person and you're struggling to make the bills, it's a hard conversation to have, right? Maybe the conversation isn't about saving right away. Maybe it's about, how do we create more income? How do we get rid of some of these bills that are these credit card situations or whatever it is? We have lots of, how do I get rid of my credit card problem debt or my car that I shouldn't have bought? We have lots of those conversations in the office. And listen, I was that guy. In my 20s, I was like, I got me a brand new Mustang GT 5-liter that I could not afford. And at some point, I think my old man said, hey, man, I'm not helping you out anymore. You need to get rid of this car. So my dad had his first financial planning talk with me at that point. So we have those kinds of conversations with people on a regular basis. I think you should not be intimidated.
And another thing, too, do me a favor. When you go see Scott, or if you do, don't look, be honest.
Yeah.
All right? So you got to remember, you're not going to get embarrassed. He's not going to embarrass you. He's not looking down. These guys helped people from all ilks of society plan their futures. You don't need to be embarrassed about your situation. You'll be tell you what, you should be proud of yourself for stepping through the doors, because what you're trying to do is literally change your situation. You should actually be proud of yourself because of doing that.
I couldn't agree more. That is no shame. And if you have taken that step and you know it's hard, but you walk into my office or anyone's office and say, look, I want to fix this problem. Good for you. You're going to get nothing but a high five from me, because that's how that's how we all got started.
Yeah, my daughter just got another job, got her second job, and we were talking via text the other day, and she had her struggles like a lot of young people do. They get into those habits. They want a nice car. They want to do certain things.
Understood.
They realize they can't do that. They make that midlife adjust, they make that mid-20s adjustment, and they kind of go to them forward. The other day, she texted me, and she goes, I'm not going to tell you how much, but let's just say if I had to go out and find a place and do this and do that, I could easily afford it. And I was so proud of her, because you could hear in her voice that she was proud of herself, because she didn't think, not even a year ago, that she could do it. She didn't think she had that mechanism. It wasn't in her personality until she just started doing it.
That's not me, she thought.
And then 4 months into it, we're having conversations about, what am I going to do there? I'm going to do this. And, I found that when I started putting the money away, I don't even think about it anymore. I don't even consider that as part of my spending money. And she just got into that mentality of doing it, right? And it changed her life.
Yeah, I think when you start to focus inward, this is going to sound like old man talk here, but there's something called inner and outer locus. Once people shift from outer locus, which is the world is controlling you, to you're controlling your world, which is inner locus.
So empowering.
Once you, it sounds like your daughter has just crossed that threshold. When you cross that threshold and you recognize, oh, I can do this. I am. It's not because everybody's smarter than me or had a better advantage than me or got this or got that or were born with this. No, I can actually control this situation. Once people get there, you see it in their personality. You see it in the way they behave. You see it in the way they hold their chin up. It's everything. It's the pride that comes from that. I tell my kids all the time, I will not steal your purpose from you in life. And once you find that purpose and that you have the inner ability to do that, I know I'm sounding a little like Tony Robbins all of a sudden.
Yeah, please don't.
But the reality is,
please don't.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to be a motivational speaker here, but the reality is, once you look inside and say, look, I can do this. Nobody can stop. In fact, sometimes you just got to get pissed off and say, nobody's getting in my way.
That's right. That's exactly what you have to do. Well, Scott, look, we always love seeing you. Again, the February 21st class is sold out.
Yes, sir.
March 20th is open. There are limited spaces. So if you're serious about this stuff and you want to get involved, EdgewaterFamilyWealth.com. Book that March appointment. Go in there and learn more about how you can make your life better in a few years. Guys, it's not hard. I'm serious. It just takes persistence and discipline. You can do it. You can make your life better financially.
100%.
You can do it. Scott, thanks as always.
Thank you all.
You got it. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Back in a sec with trivia. Load them up. We got a lot of stuff to give away. We'll tell you all about it right after this.
We have a prize. Get on board at 407-916-1041. Jim Colbert Show Trivia is brought to you by Cento Family Moving and Storage. That's CENTO moving.com.
This is Doug Gottlieb. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Staples Stores.
Despite the retirement rumors, Andy Reid confirmed he's planning to return next year. They've got some questions like defensive lineman Chris Jones, what's his future, another receiver, but head coach, quarterback, and elite defensive coordinator in the NFL's youngest defense with Reid back, Kansas City can now reload for another run. He's one of the good guys, Andy is, and the league should be thrilled he's going to stick around. I'm Colin Cowherd.
Now, during Staples Sit-a-thon, you can save up to $180 on select chairs, desk chairs, computer chairs, even gaming chairs. In store only, offer ends 3/2. See associates for details. Stop by Staples today and grab a seat.
Guys, here in Central Florida, it is vital. Better than important. It's vital that your AC works perfectly for you every time. We just went from a weekend where it was 83 degrees to a day where it's 71. It's going to be 60 all week long. You don't know in Florida, and that's why your AC has to work for you all times. That's why I do business with Mills Air. These guys do not joke. Myself, Deb, and Ross have all been touched by Mills Air, and here's how. They came through when we needed them to. Deb's company, her mom's company that she dealt with for years, couldn't help her. Mills Air stepped in and saved the day. Ross's house wasn't even built for central air. Mills didn't care. They stepped in and worked it out. Their techs are awesome, and they solve these problems every day, and they can certainly take care of you. Not to mention their Carrier factory authorized dealers. That could get you up to $1,275 in rebates towards that brand new Carrier unit. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier and certainly turn to family-owned and operated Mills Air. Call these guys today. Schedule that important appointment. It's 407-277-1159. Online, it's easy. MillsAir.com.
RC-Hill.com.
Pucker up, Central Florida. RC Hill here from RC Hill Mitsubishi. This month, I'm on a mission to help you fall in love with a new car. So if your old rides left you brokenhearted, kiss it goodbye. Used cars from just $89 per month. New cars from just $189 per month. So get here quick. I'm RC Hill, your car dealer next door. Central Florida's first choice for new Mitsubishis. Visit me at rchill.com. That's rchill.com.
Credit requires bank approval. See rchill.com for details. Offer absolutely ends February 29, 2024.
A Fifth Third Better means we put in 166.7%.
What does that mean?
Well, at Fifth Third Bank, our name equals 166.7%. So that's how hard we work. That means free checking, no hidden fees, and helping to protect your identity.
Explain it in baseball terms?
It's a home run.
Basketball terms?
It's a slam dunk.
Football.
Touchdown.
Highlight?
Buzzball.
Cricket.
Golden duck.
Wow. Guess that really is a Fifth Third Better.
That's what a Fifth Third Better means. This is banking a Fifth Third Better. Fifth Third Bank, National Association member FDIC.
Life is too short to let allergy and sinus issues hold you back. At Aspire Allergy and Sinus, we understand the impact these challenges can have on your life. Imagine a life free from constant sneezing, itchy eyes, and sinus headaches. Our expert team provides comprehensive allergy testing and personalized treatment plans, ensuring your specific needs are addressed. Simple relief, better life. At Aspire Allergy and Sinus. Visit aspireallergy.com to schedule an appointment. aspireallergy.com and tackle your allergies head on.
In today's Marketers Report, Kate Cronin, Chief Brand Officer of Moderna, weighs in on the speed of audio production.
In this day and age, and particularly at Moderna, where we have new information coming out on a regular basis, being able to feed that information to the audio format makes being nimble and pivoting easy, and that's what I really like about it.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, influencers, insights, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Did you know that your largest investment asset might not be your retirement account or home? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life. Most people don't realize that their life insurance policy is actually an asset they can sell. But for almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors just like you. We've even created a free policy value calculator at abacuspays.com so you can find out in seconds what we might pay for your policy. There are no fees and no obligations, just information. Knowing the value of your life insurance policy is as important as knowing the value of your home, your equity portfolio, or your finances in total. Discover the valuable information you need to understand the current market value for your life insurance, and then get real value from your life insurance when you need it with Abacus. Visit abacuspays.com to learn more and use our free policy value calculator today.
Spectrum One is a big deal. You get Spectrum Internet with the most reliable internet speeds, free advanced Wi-Fi for enhanced security and privacy, and a free Spectrum Mobile Unlimited line with nationwide 5G included, all while saving big. For the big speed, big reliability, and big savings you want, get Spectrum One. Just $49.99 a month for 12 months. Visit spectrum.com/big deal for full details. Offer subject to change. Valid for qualified residential customers only. Service not available in all areas. Restrictions apply.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations, like the Beatles Now and Then. Just search Beatles and listen now on your free iHeartRadio app. Free never sounded so good.
The Fed's new FedNow system is all about surveillance and control. Secure your assets today with something Washington cannot manipulate. Hi, Stephen K. Bannon, and I recommend diversifying your retirement into a physical gold IRA from Birch Gold Group. To learn more, get a free info kit by texting the word SHELTER to 989898. Do this right now. Text SHELTER to the number 989898 and get a free info kit from Birch Gold. There's no obligation or purchase required.
Message and data rates may apply.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com.
Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
There's only one place to watch this nonsense. At Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Green, by the way. Green. That is your 5 o'clock keyword. Got a few minutes left. about 8 or so to get over there and try to win that dough. 407-916-1041. I am Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
Jack is as well.
Yo.
Ross will be back with us tomorrow, and Jack has the old Jack jar. All aboard.
Chugga chugga.
Never get tired of saying it. Clickety Jack, clickety Jack.
All right, the Jack jar overflowing. There's no other way to say it.
Somebody get that family pass for OnlyFans.
So we have so many prizes. The winner gets to choose one of these 3 fantastic prizes, so let's go through it. A pair of tickets to see Nate Bargatze at the Kia Center. He's there this Saturday night.
I'll be there.
Are you?
Yeah. I think we have really good tickets for that show.
Outstanding.
Yeah.
Extremely funny guy. This is going to be a great show.
Boy, you talk about a glow up.
So
this cat went from being a nobody to playing arenas in 4 years.
Yeah. You're looking for maybe more family adventure this weekend. We have 4 tickets to Spark STEM Fest at Orlando Science Center, President's Weekend. That's this upcoming weekend. It features amazing hands-on experiences, speakers, panels, and other sessions, and a weekend of displays, shows, so much more. It's a great experience, and we'll be talking to Jeff a little later from the Science Center right here on the show. And our final prize this afternoon and all week long, a pair of ground passes for Friday, March 7th at the Arnold Palmer Invitational at Bay Hill Club and Lodge.
That's a lot of free stuff, Jackson.
Boom.
A lot of big money out there. Who goes first today?
Wait a minute, because as always, the Jack Jar is brought to you by Cento Family Moving and Storage. Go local. Support a family-owned and operated Orlando moving and storage company. Make sure you mention the Jim Colbert Show, because that's going to get you a discount. Book them today at CentoMoving.com. That's CENTO. Moving.com. Clickety Jack, back to you.
Thank you so much. Jack, who goes first today,
James.
buddy? James right there on line 2. James, how you doing?
I'm doing wonderful.
Good, buddy. Would you like to play a little game with us?
Yes, sir, I would love to.
Let's do it then, friend.
Game show.
All right, James, this is a real easy game, buddy. Got a question here for you. 4 answers. One of these answers isn't true. It's a lie. I made it up. If you can find that, I will send you to the Jack Jar, and buddy, it runneth over. Tickets to see Nate Bargatze, tickets to go to Arnold Palmer Invitational, the STEM Spark Fest, or Spark STEM Fest. It's a bunch of cool stuff out there. Are you ready?
I am ready.
Here we go. On this day in 1633, that's 1633, Italian astronomer and physicist Galileo appeared in court in front of a Roman Inquisition for proclaiming the Earth revolves around the sun. Here are 3 fun facts about Galileo and 1 spacey lie. Number 1, Galileo was fined for refusing to wear his formal academic robe while being a professor at the University of Pisa. He was a bit of a rebel. Number 2, he died while under house arrest for being charged with heresy by the Vatican. Number 3, Galileo invented the telescope. Or lastly, Galileo never married. He was single his entire life. Which one of those is a lie?
Oh. I'm going to go with number 4.
Nah, buddy, that's true. He never married. He was single his entire life. Well, he wasn't single his entire life, but he never married his entire life. Who's next, Jack?
Next would be Linwood.
Linwood there at the bottom. Linwood, how you doing?
I'm fantastic. How are you guys?
Good to hear from you. We're doing great. We're talking about Galileo, the famous astronomer. Which one of these is untrue? Number 1, he was fined for refusing to wear his formal academic robe while a professor at the University of Pisa. Number 2, he died while under house arrest after being charged with heresy by the Vatican. Or lastly, Galileo invented the telescope.
I don't think he invented the telescope, so I think that's false.
And I think you're a winner, buddy. You're a winner. There you go. A lot of people do believe he invented the telescope. He did not. What he did do is take the telescope and make it incredibly famous. It was actually just a parlor game.
Really?
Like, it was a carnival toy. The telescope was, before Galileo got a hold of it and realized that it had quite a use.
Yeah, wow.
And changed it completely from being just a toy to a really revered scientific instrument. Yeah, that's true. He was fined for refusing to wear his formal academic robe. He considered it silly. And he was fined over and over and over again. They demanded that the professors at the university wear these robes to delineate them from the commoners as teachers, and he hated the whole idea of that. He was a bit of a rebel, getting in a lot of trouble in his life. He did die while under house arrest. And the reason he was put in that is because exactly what we said earlier.
Yeah.
The Roman Inquisition brought him in for the Vatican, and he tried to tell them that the earth rotates around the sun.
Instead of the sun rotating around the earth.
Exactly.
And they're like, nope.
And they're like, no, that is not right. And they literally sentenced him to house arrest.
Yeah.
And he died while in his house and all that. A couple other things you may not know about Galileo before we
Can
get
you
to the top of
imagine
it.
if he came back now?
No, God. His work in astronomy, physics, and mathematics laid the groundwork for Sir Isaac Newton's work and his theory of gravity. Let's see. His full name is
John Galileo Doe.
That's funny. You know, I actually just learned this about 2 years ago. I had no idea. His name is Galileo Galilei. And that was pretty common back then for them to kind of do the repetition like that. And there's a reason, and I read a little bit about it. I can't remember exactly what it is. I don't want to speak out of turn here, but that was pretty common then. But his name is Galileo Galilei. That's his name.
Oh, shouldn't we have learned that from Queen?
Yeah, probably should have.
Galileo, 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 Galilei.
Galileo also was a very talented artist and musician. His father actually was a premier musician and composer, and you could YouTube and hear some of his compositions to this day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, some of that he wrote, were recreated by symphonies, and you can hear it. His mom was also very artistic, so he came from a family that was full of free thinkers and people that thought outside the box. Let's see, and then lastly here, well, not lastly, in 1996, the Vatican released an apology to Galileo's estate for his persecution from the Catholic Church. It was received poorly.
Really?
Yeah, his estate did not they weren't cool about it. They were like, nah, dude.
Thanks, but no thanks.
Yeah, thanks, but no thanks. You really wrecked this guy's entire world. Imagine what he could have done had you not locked him up in his house for all those years. And then lastly here, he discovered the 4 largest moons of Jupiter. He was, and that's why they're called the Galilean moons.
Okay.
There you go.
Learn something new.
You learn something new every day. We have no Ross Thoughts because Ross is out today. He hates the show and hates coming here. We understand that. We're going to talk to him tomorrow about it on the air. But until then, we'll be back in 1 second with a fresh keyword and some more cool stuff to talk about.
Freshie.
Next.
Your chance to win $1,000 in your hand is minutes away on Real Radio 104.1. Brought to you by Mills
From the
Air.
Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Still looking at heavy traffic today on I-4 in the Orlando area as you travel east and westbound on the interstate between the Beach Line and 535 and between US 27 and the 429. No major delays to report at this time for drivers taking the Turnpike or the Beach Line. If you run into traffic problems this afternoon, just make sure to call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know the best rate for you is a rate based on you with Allstate, not one based on anyone else. So if you drive safely, you could save money. Good to know. Visit allstate.com or call for a quote today.
Inflation is running high. Nobody knows when it's going to level out. That's why you have to do your moving now. Buy your windows and doors at FAS Windows and Doors. Lock in your price. These guys have the largest window and door showroom in all of Central Florida. 38 unique windows on display, ready for you to operate. Pick out your favorites. Plus, they're all built with impact-resistant glass to give you security, noise reduction, and maximum efficiency. Not to mention, they have a full selection of hurricane windows and doors. Estimates are always free at FAS. They give you tons of options, which is awesome, by the way. And all of these products, every one, has a lifetime warranty. And if you act right now, you can get rebates of $55 per window and $95 per door. Plus, there's no money down, no interest, no payments for 12 months financing available. And if you want your house to feel better, you want it to be more efficient, you want your AC to work less and have it last longer, and if you want your house to be so quiet, you can't believe the change that this will make. The showroom is on Fairbanks and I-4. Go figure them out. Go pick out the ones you love. Have them installed. You'll love it. It's FASWD.com.
Real Radio wants to provide the assist on your holiday bills by putting $1,000 in your hand. $1,000 13 times a day. You know the drill. Just listen for the keyword to win $1,000 each hour weekdays from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Then take that keyword and enter it on our website, realradio.fm. Whether you do that on your phone or your computer, we don't care. What we do care about is that you answer the phone from a number that will probably say no caller ID when they call back the winner, because that's how you get $1,000 in your hand. This contest sponsored locally by Mills Air.
Mills Air, been in business since 1992. That's over 30 years. Carrier factory authorized dealer. Rebates up to $1,275 for brand new Carrier units. Turn to the experts, Carrier. And you can always turn to the experts at millsair.com.
Every parent wants their child to find happiness in whatever path they choose. Florida Prepaid has a plan to help you support them by affordably and confidently saving for college. Our 529 prepaid plans start at just $34 a month, and you have peace of mind knowing that when you lock in 2024 prepaid plan prices, your payment will never go up. It's inflation-proof and further proof that it's the best way to ensure the brightest future. Florida Prepaid open enrollment is now. Find your plan today.
Do you have an idea for an invention or new product and don't know what to do next? Inventors, InventHelp can help you get started with your idea. Call 1-800-INVENTION or go to InventHelp.com to get your free inventors information. They can help you try to patent your idea and submit it to companies. Get started with your idea today at InventHelp.com. InventHelp is the leading invention service company. With offices nationwide, they've been helping inventors since 1984. Inventors received more than 10,000 patents through their patent referral services. Don't wait to get started with your idea. For free information, contact your friends at InventHelp. Go to InventHelp.com or call 1-800-INVENTION. That's InventHelp.com or call 1-800-INVENTION. They help everyday inventors just like you. Additional services include invention websites, prototype models, technical drawings, and more. They keep your idea confidential and explain every step of their invention services. Remember, that's InventHelp.com. InventHelp.com.
Here's what a Fence Outlet customer has to say about their experience.
After the hurricanes destroyed our old fence, we took the advice of our neighbor and called Fence Outlet. They were fast and professional, and we love our new fence.
Check them out at FenceOutlet.com.
At Mayo Clinic in Florida, we're conquering the unconquerable. Using artificial intelligence and data, our experts can create a personalized gene roadmap just for you, customizing your cancer treatment, giving your body exactly what it needs to fight the disease. We're making more possible at Mayo Clinic because every day we're doing what's never been done. Learn more at mayoclinic.org/possible. Mayo Clinic. You know where to go.
Take your Valentine's experience to a whole new level this year with jewelry, flowers, candy, dinner, and a flyaway romantic getaway. All courtesy of International Diamond Center. Nothing says I love you like romantic jewelry from IDC. From a simple pendant to an exquisite designer ring, we've got a fantastic selection of affordable, timeless gifts. And this year, with any jewelry purchase at IDC of $129 or more, we're giving you some long stem roses, some delicious chocolates, and a gift card for dinner from Vito's or Fishbones. It's one-stop shopping for all things romantic. And if you really want to take it up a notch, we're also giving away island getaways. Just spend $5,000 on jewelry and you'll get a $500 airfare credit for a Caribbean vacation. Spend $10,000 on our jewelry and get 3 nights including airfare at a tropical resort. On us. Make this Valentine's one to remember. Let IDC help you with your jewelry, flowers, chocolates, dinner, and a romantic vacation. We've got it all. Happy Valentine's from International Diamond Center. 4 Orlando locations. Restrictions apply. See store for details.
Cento Family Moving and Storage is Central Florida's trusted source for local and long-distance moving. From packing to delivery, Cento Moving is fully licensed and insured to provide you a seamless moving experience so you can enjoy your new home in no time. Get a quote today at CentoMoving.com. Forget the stress, move with the best.
Here's a top move for hiring a divorce attorney. See how they look and handle themselves on video or audio. Chances are that's them at their best with editing, setup, and multiple takes. The courtroom is live. Mediation is live. Make sure your divorce lawyer is going to make you look good. At Trenley Kramer Law, we handle family law and divorce. TK Law, one firm for life.com.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman & Lind Studios. Why Kaufman & Lind? Find out at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, GRAND. G-R-A-N-D. GRAND. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm and answer your phone if you get the call. Good luck.
Are you offended? Obviously, we're only kidding. You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show.
Jimmy, you need to be the mystery diner for Real Radio. That way you get to write up all the meals wherever you want to go all over this incredible town that we're in. And, do a little, bit there.
All right, welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. Text us, 77031. And you guys do. We appreciate that. A lot of texts come in every single day.
Yep.
We read every one of them. Can't respond to everyone.
Nope.
But we do read quite a bit of them, so we thank you there. We appreciate that. It's actually quite a bit of entertainment for us here on the program.
You read more than I do.
Yeah, I read a lot of it.
Yeah, because I block the racists.
Oh, no, I got them right here. I listen to everybody. I don't block anybody. They can say whatever the hell you want. It doesn't offend me any. I don't like words don't bother me like that. I know a lot of people get freaked out about it. They do not bother me. Grand, by the way, GRAND. That is your 6 o'clock keyword. Just go to realradio.fm and send that away for your shot at $1,000, man. We're giving that money away. Had a couple winners last week. Looking to end it up this week with as many as we can get. Trying to make it to 10. We're at 7 now. We need 3 more. So again, grand is your 6 o'clock keyword. GRAND.
They have a heavy snowstorm going up in the tri-state area, New York, and they have the special election to replace Santos. And I like when they show that because the people you see there voting are not people who expected to be on television.
Like the guy in his pajamas?
The guy in his pajamas.
It's like our tornado down here.
Yeah. He looked up and he was like, "Oh hell!"
Yeah.
And it's national too.
Whenever there's a tornado in Florida, they find this guy. Inevitably, the first guy that rolls up on the scene is going to see this guy: jean shorts, no shirt or shoes, bandana, saying this while smoking a cigarette. Ah, damn! Didn't think it was going to be that strong. All right.
That's Florida being Florida.
Oh, my God. And I think Rollins is up there right now, right?
He is.
Up there in the middle of all that?
He had so much packed in, and he put a post of him and Mary Ellen in the snow today, and he's like, this is fun. For about 15 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. It's charming.
Yeah.
I think they made it on Good Morning or as in Today Show.
Yeah, the Today Show,
Yeah,
which
that's
is
kinda cool.
yeah. So he
I
was
saw
in
his
the
Facebook page of that.
background on that, and I know he had tickets to see Fallon, and I think also Colbert.
No, very nice.
Or Colbert.
That's
sorry.
cool, man. All right, 407-916-1041. So, you guys, do you guys always assume that when you see a collective working together that they all get along?
Yes.
Like when you see a TV show, did you think the people from Friends were all actually friends?
Oh, yeah,
Do you think,
absolutely.
like when you watch with Married with Children, do you think that like all those people when the cameras go dead and the lights go off, that they still have conversations? Now we know, professionally you'll go to do your own thing, but there's still that mutual respect between those people.
Oh, yeah.
I think by default you assume that.
And I have to tell you, and when I find out that's not the truth, for some reason, and man, I'm so not this guy, but for some reason, it's heartbreaking. And I remember the first time when that happened with Van Halen. When you realize that Van Halen really didn't get along with each other, they all took separate tour buses. It was pretty much Eddie and Alex, and they were buddies because they were brothers. They were thick as thieves, but everybody else around them they could care less about. And the band really was, fractured from almost the onset. That. And that really kind of was like,
my man.
Right, that we want to kind of be around our own people when we get off the air.
I invite you all the time. You never respond to my texts.
We rarely, it's just one of those things. Now, you never have to worry about us disliking each other. We just have too much respect for each other to dislike each other, and nothing could get in between us. Not money, not any of that stuff. We've already gone through all that, right? But I just found out today.
Get on board, Deb.
That
we like each other.
That a group that they never got along, not even when you thought they got along. But there's a couple things that have happened here recently that have kind of pulled the cover back to let you see that although these people created some unbelievable comedy together, that in reality they were never really that good of friends. And it was, I don't know if it hit you like that, but it did hit me like that. Do you know what we're talking about, Jack?
No, I don't.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I thought you said, when you said,
I thought I did, but then when you said comedy, I was like, nope, that wouldn't be it.
Who did you think it was?
I was thinking it was Pink Floyd.
No. I mean, obviously, they famously hate each other.
Now they do. Yeah.
Well, just two of them.
Right.
Yeah, just Waters and
Gilmore.
And Gilmore hate each other. And Waters is the problem there. He's a complete douchebag, by the way.
Oh, my God.
I mean, all you have to do is read his Twitter account and see what that guy's all about.
Yes.
He's awful, right? He's just an awful person.
Oh, no, I go to his shows to see what he's about.
Yeah, right.
Because he'll let you know there, too.
You want to get filled up on some anti-Semitism? Because that's what you're going to get.
Oh,
from-
really?
Oh, yeah, dude.
He's really bad.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I did not know that.
He and Clapton are have been called out for decades about it. Oh, yeah, dude.
He's all over Twitter. And the other, I think Gilmore is coming out and being like, all right, dude, you're making the whole band look bad
Well, I mean,
now.
I don't think they talk anymore. I think that thing has been. I think that's severed. They cut that thing has been cut out for years.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
I knew he had a pretty good sense of his own ego and stuff.
Oh yeah. And his big problem was this. I'll tell you what Roger Waters' big problem is that David Gilmour got all the attention because of his guitar playing and singing, not realizing that Roger Waters wrote a lot of those songs that you love so much from Pink Floyd. And that's why he's so bitter all the time, because he never got the attention he felt he was deserved because of the songwriting. And that's why he always says it's the writing, it's not the playing. But he's wrong. It's the playing. Nobody cares who wrote it.
Yeah.
Nobody cares. Did you hear the song? Did it make me move, or did it make me have an emotion?
Mm-hmm.
That's all they care about. It could have been written by a fifth grader. Nobody cares. Now, that's where you're going to get the money.
Mm-hmm.
But nobody, if you're looking for respect, you play your bass and sing your songs. Everybody kind of understands it, but nobody cares. They want to hear David Gilmour sing, and they want to hear him play guitar, and that's it. Just go away. Here's the other group. Who do you think it is? Comedy group.
Comedy group. Like television show? No.
Television
show.
Not Seinfeld, because you're not a Seinfeld fan.
Not Seinfeld. And we know that those guys got along okay.
And not Friends, because you
Not Friends. We already mentioned that. I already mentioned Married with Children. It's a little earlier in this.
Oh, earlier. Ugh. Cheers.
Not Cheers.
No,
Laughing? Or
Not Laughing. But that's a great guess. Now, this was a collective of certain people, and they were on every show all the time.
not the
Carol
Smothers
Burnett
Brothers.
show.
Not the Carol Burnett show, but you're getting warmer. It is kind of like that.
Golden Girls?
Not Golden Girls.
MASH.
Not a sitcom per se.
MASH.
Not MASH. Not from this country.
Oh.
The Office?
No. The guys from Monty Python.
Really?
Monty Python's Flying Circus, because Eric Idle has come out recently and said that he's he's broke. He has to work at 81 years old because of how bad the Python situation was between the members and the finances. And John Cleese has come out and said that, hey, look, this guy's got, he was trying to claim that this person was stealing the money. John Cleese is like, none of that happened. But they never really got along. And they just kind of said that today, that they all were kind of on their separate islands and just doing the job because they knew collectively they'd stumbled onto something that is you can't make in a studio, which is chemistry.
Right.
And people don't understand about comedy. You could have 5 or 6 of the funniest people in the world, but if they don't want to work together, you're not going to get that collective laugh that you're looking for. And they had a chemistry that was undeniable. Some of the funniest, most clever stuff from those eras came from Monty Python's Flying Circus.
Wow.
And he said, Eric Idle's like, I never dreamed I'd have to work at 81 years old. Now, look, here's the thing. Is he eating ramen every night and living in a van? No, because he just sold a house in L.A. for like $6.5 million. But it's all relative to what everybody else on that staff, I think, is to what he is. And that's where he's a little upset.
Wow.
You should talk to Scott Brown.
You should talk to Scott Brown. He says, it says, John Cleese says, quote, we've always loathed and despised each other, but it's only recently that the truth has begun to emerge. And that's funny because you'd want to think, and I guess because they're all so much older, it's not worth, keeping the curtain closed anymore because, that's the last part of the story that needs to be told, right?
No more blanks to give.
No
right?
more, no more blanks to give.
It's whatever.
And
this is what it was.
And when you get called out by, another member of that group and you feel like you have to defend yourself, maybe it's that time where you're just like, well, everybody needs to know that we all weren't buddies. We're not looking out for each other's well-being.
Yeah, but you know what it does? It also it tarnishes the product, I believe. When you watch it now, you come to it differently.
You think so? I think so, maybe too, buddy. I have to tell you, I kind of agree with you there because when you find out, like even if you learn that a band has a difficult time. I just learned this about the Cult, actually.
Oh, really?
Apparently, Ian Astbury, who was the lead singer of the band, the Cult, was an unbearable prick the entire time they were together. An unbearable prick, like completely like wasting their time, being late. not doing the right, just a complete douchebag. And you just kind of look at that like, oh, man, they were faking it the whole time. They were on stage, and it looked like they were having a great time, and they were not having a great time.
I think it's easier to dismiss in music because the audio nature of it, you're not watching it. But if it's a show you're watching or a movie, you're looking for signs, those hidden signs of, oh, that person, they really don't like
that
it.
little look.
Yeah,
That little
yeah,
look.
yeah. Oh, he really hates it.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. You know who did this famously as well? If you want to watch something kind of cool, it's Marilyn Manson, and his guitar player used to be a guy named John Five, who now is a guitar player for Motley Crue, I believe. Well, Manson and John Five literally got into a fist fight on stage. John Five pulled his guitar off and had it like he was about to hit Marilyn Manson in the face with it because Marilyn Manson is such a douchebag.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's interesting to see those things from kind of, when they pull the curtain back.
Just like the Police, they hated each other.
Yeah. Oh, my God, because Stuart Copeland's such a douche. All right, 407-916-1041. Back in a sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show. Hang loose.
This is Real Radio 104.1. Online at realradio.fm. On your phone with the free iHeartRadio app. And on your smart speaker. Alexa, play Real Radio 104.1 on iHeartRadio.
It would be my pleasure. Delays continue on I-4 this evening, both east and westbound as you travel by the major attractions exits. Things are stop and go between the Beach Line and 535 and between the Greenway and the 429. No major delays, however, for drivers taking the Turnpike north or southbound this evening. If you see any traffic problems, just make sure to call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by InvisibleFence.com. Strong enough for a Mastiff, but gentle enough for a Chihuahua. Invisible Fence is more than a fence. Customized for every pet, every need, and every yard. Their hands-on training and exclusive technology ensures your pet is protected while giving them more room to run. Learn more at InvisibleFence.com.
Improve the look of your home, save money on your utility bills, and reduce noise with new windows from Renewal by Andersen. Renewal by Andersen windows are built with their exclusive Fibrex material, which is 2 times stronger than vinyl and features the most energy-efficient glass they've ever offered. Every single window is custom built with your specs in mind, your hardware choices, styles, look, and feel of your specialty windows. They're locally owned and operated, and everything is made in the USA. And Renewal by Andersen products are backed by some of the strongest warranties you will find. Renewal by Andersen has a great offer to help you get started. Now through the month of February, buy 4 windows and or patio doors and get the 5th one free. Plus, no money down, no payments, and no interest for 18 months. Some restrictions apply. Official partner of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Go to rbafla.com for complete details. License number CGC 1527613.
Make your dream of a new Pavers driveway, pool deck, beautiful patio, and artificial turf a reality with Pavers Depot. Join us at the largest Pavers showroom in Central Florida. Over 400,000 square feet in stock, including Temron brand pavers. Pavers Depot can get your job done in just 2 weeks with a free estimate on custom installation. Visit online at paversdepot.com or call 407-839-5900. 407-839-5900. paversdepot.com.
Did you know that your largest investment asset might not be your retirement account or home? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life. Most people don't realize that their life insurance policy is actually an asset they can sell. But for almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors just like you. We've even created a free policy value calculator at abacuspays.com so you can find out in seconds what we might pay for your policy. There are no fees and no obligations, just information. Knowing the value of your life insurance policy is as important as knowing the value of your home, your equity portfolio, or your finances in total. Discover the valuable information you need to understand the current market value for your life insurance, and then get real value from your life insurance when you need it with Abacus. Visit abacuspays.com to learn more and use our free policy value calculator today.
With 3 generations and over 45 years of Florida experience, Handyman Roofing knows storms and hurricanes. We know how to evaluate storm-damaged roofs and not cause more damage. Handyman Roofing has the expertise to get your roof done. Plus, easy financing in case your insurance company is dragging its feet. With multiple emergency response teams ready, Handyman Roofing will be by your side now when you need it the most.
Knows how to get things done. Count on Handyman Roofing to get it done. Handyman Roofing to get it done.
If you're hiring, it can feel like you're trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. And now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. In fact, ZipRecruiter has helped a lot of business owners find their needle in a haystack, like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers. Because Telly Tires has grown a lot in the last few years, Marco needed to hire everyone from a receptionist to a store manager to a head mechanic.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill. ZipRecruiter helps me keep my business running.
Take it from Marco and millions of other businesses who've used ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter can help you find the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
Join Jim Colbert on The Jim Colbert Show for his Cigar of the Week segment every Friday afternoon at 3:45. You can pick up these featured cigars at all 3 Corona Cigar Company locations, Dr. Phillips, Heathrow, and downtown. Learn more at coronacigar.com.
Hey everyone, it's Joe Montana. Spreading the word about pneumococcal pneumonia, a potentially serious bacterial lung disease that can be life-threatening. If you're 65 or older like me, you're at increased risk. So, what's the game plan? A strong defense. Pneumococcal pneumonia can strike at any time in any season, so you shouldn't wait to help protect yourself. Talk to your doctor or pharmacist about vaccination today and learn more at knowpneumonia.com. That's KNOW pneumonia.com.
Sponsored by Pfizer.
That's right. He's back.
The Joe Rogan Experience.
You can once again listen to the Joe Rogan Experience podcast on the iHeartRadio app.
It's about transcending whatever you think you are and becoming something better. That's what it's about.
Open your free iHeartRadio app, search the Joe Rogan Experience, and listen now. While you're there, check out the smartest and most listened to conspiracy podcast, Stuff They Don't Want You to Know. iHeartRadio. Free never sounded so good.
Look to Orange Buick GMC for your next truck at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade.
Radio. Radio. 104.1.
This is why YouTube was created at Jim Colbert Show on YouTube. Subscribe and watch.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Your 6 o'clock keyword is grand, G-R-A-N-D. Go to realradio.fm and send that away for your shot at $1,000. Grand is your 6 o'clock keyword. Good luck. We wish you the best.
Hope you win.
Get that money in your pocket. Take that $1,000 right to Scott Brown. Let him turn that into more money for you.
Great idea.
Yeah.
I wanted to go to that seminar. I didn't sign up. I sat on it last week and didn't sign up. Then you filled up.
So my wife just texted me. She heard the segment, and she says the daughter I was telling you guys about, who is really changing her life. She was like, sign her up for that. Can you get her into that thing? I was like, man, we just get her straight in with Scott.
Yeah.
Do the seminar thing, but get her on that path. Once you start doing that, you could really see a change in her personality. Once you start grinding, putting in those tough hours, you're tired all the time. I'm like, that's when you're doing it right. You'll find a system where you can do this, and it'll be second nature for you, and you just keep making that money and be doing great. Super proud of her.
I hardly do New Year's resolutions, but I kind of take stock of what can I do better, right? And being more consistent instead of paying all my bills and then what's left and what can I put in savings at that time. And since this year, what I pay myself first, I have a certain percentage, I put that in savings, and I look forward to doing that. That first thing. And then I do my best to make the rest work and kind of budget that. But the first thing I'm doing is into the savings account.
The number one thing, I will tell you, a little secret, the number one thing to getting yourself in a better position financially is this. The number one thing. is making sure that you're not living beyond your means. That's the number one thing. People do this all the time. They do it with a car. They'll do it with their home. They'll do it with their clothes or some jewelry. They'll tell themselves, I deserve this. Right?
Yeah.
Chances are at 35, you don't. All right? I'm just give you a heads up. Chances are at 35, you do not deserve it. You haven't really put in the time to even understand what deserving it means. So that's the key. You know, if you make 100 G's a year between you and your wife, and you live in a house that makes you house poor, where you're paying $3,000 or $4,000 a month because your buddy's got a nice house, you're losing. You're losing. You're losing. You're making yourself what they call house poor, and it's a bad place to be. Live within your means, and you can live a much better life. Can I tell you, the whole idea of having the big house is kind of dying anyway. That idea of having a grandiose place to live, generationally, that's being played out. More and more young people are moving into smaller and smaller places and using their income to have life experiences with. And it's much better than doing that. Your home is a great investment. Scott will tell you that. But in Florida, that almost means anything is going to go up in value, depending on where you buy it. There are a couple of areas you need to avoid, but I think everybody who lives in the city understands that. But that's the number one thing I see with people who can't seem to make it to that next level is they just live way beyond their means. And that could just mean going out to eat once a week.
Yeah.
That could mean that $90 or $80 you're spending on that dinner out to eat once a week, that money in an account that's $300 a month in your savings account or in an account that earns money. And if you're not doing that and you're not willing to sacrifice, you're going to find yourself in the same spot years down the road. And I know this from experience because I did it. For many, many years of my life, I did that very thing until I woke up and I was like, I'm so sick of dealing with this and worrying. And this is, by the way, in full disclosure here, this is also while I was making some pretty damn good money.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. This is while I was making pretty good money with the Monsters. We were in a position where you're like, wow, how do we get here? Making okay dough like that. How do we get here? And you realize, well, your means of living have become too great. You got to dial it back. Instead of that new car, buy a used car. Save a little money there, I
know the book that Scott, recommended, he referred to it as one of his favorite books, Scott Brown, the financial planner with Edgewater Family Wealth, was The Millionaire Next Door.
Sure.
That came out in the 90s. Yep. His daughter, the author's daughter, and he were working on a sequel. He passed away, but the next Millionaire Next Door is the follow-up, and it's based on the same theory, and it's things you've heard Scott Brown talk about, and it's about, saving. Saving isn't sexy. It's not exciting, but it's the smart thing to do with your money. But they mention you live below your means, and that rest, that's what you're saving. Yep. That's what you're investing.
I could line up
your future.
I could line up 10 buddies of mine who are millionaires. And again, you hear millionaires a net worth. Like what can you produce $1 million in cash, right? Millionaire. Could be your house, could be a 401k, could be portfolio investments, whatever the case may be. You wouldn't be able to pick out one of these guys in a lineup. Not one of them.
Right.
You would think every one of them's a schlub. Every single one of them, you look at them and go, who's this Rube? And that Rube's got 2.5 in the bank. Because they don't wear designer clothes. They don't drive brand new, fancy cars. They don't live in 4,000 square foot houses with $500 power bills and $10,000 in homeowners insurance and pools that take upkeep and stuff like that. They may live in a nice place that's small and comfortable and paid for, but that's what it is. That's the most people I know that have done very well. You would never ever pick them out of a lineup. They would never hit you like millionaires. No expensive watches, no stupidity like that.
Another key is for you and your partner to be on the same page.
That is, I think that's one that he said it himself. Scott's like,
Brown,
that's one of the most important things. Yeah. Like, who you're married to is going to tell you where your finances are going to be.
Because guess what? If you're not, then that is a flashpoint and a constant, friction point in your relationship. Not only are you not getting where you want to go financially, but also you're going to be arguing and fighting about it, and a constant source of tension.
Who's the spender in your family? Are you the spender or is your wife the spender?
It's Jack the spender.
Well, I mean, but the thing is, they're both relatively frugal, so I'm asking for a reason.
You're right.
Both of you guys don't live. I mean, both of you drive. I mean, look,
by default, it would be me.
It would be,
yeah.
You're the bigger spender.
Who bought the new car? This idiot.
Who's the bigger spender in your house?
Me.
Are you really?
Oh, yeah.
He's very frugal?
Not very frugal, but yeah.
Let me ask you, is that a turnoff?
No.
If a man is not cheap, that's a bad word because that says, to me, cheap means it's not malicious per se,
Yeah.
but you know what I mean. But frugal is different. In other
Yeah.
words, you're just watching your dollars to make sure that you're okay. Is that how he is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Practical would be a good word.
Yeah, that's
practical,
another
right.
one.
Yeah.
I am definitely not the spender in my house. My wife takes care of all that stuff. Yeah. I don't mind that. I offload that financial responsibility stuff. I make it. She takes care of it. She's done a great job over 20 years. No reason to change the plan.
My wife is thrilled when she'll find like that Goodwill or any secondhand store when she'll find those finds.
Yeah, yeah.
because I'm always blown away. I'm like, where'd you get that?
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, and she brags about it. She'll tell everyone.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, oh, I got this at Goodwill or whatever
Sure,
store
yeah.
she's going to, and also the price, which is stupid cheap.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, even that's gotten a little more expensive, though.
Yeah.
Everything has gotten a little more expensive, but thanks,
Listen,
Obama.
We go visit the family. We just went up to Mississippi with the horrifying car trip.
Oh, yeah, the 17 hours on the road.
But when we go up to visit, that's Tori's cousins, and it's 3 or 4 of them. But the 2 boys, 2 young men, I have a really good relationship with, and they're in their mid 40s. Both are very successful. He is a principal of a very popular school, and he's a hustler. And the other brother is a pharmacy rep, and he has been for years, and he's done quite well for himself. And when we go up there, one of the funniest aspects of both of their personalities, because they grew up humbly, is how little they spend on clothing. And it was so funny. I was walking down the fairway with him when we were up there. I was like, where'd you get that shirt? He goes, hey, man, you like this? Got it as Nike Outlet, $9. I mean, Nike Outlet, $9. He's got a beautiful house and all the money's in the right space, but he's still proud to get a good deal on something for a little bit of money. And that's kind of how I feel. If I get a great deal, I get more excited about that than buying something new at full price that I really, really want. I love it. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. We didn't talk about the halftime Super Bowl show, or Super Bowl halftime show. Did you guys like that?
Yeah, it was fine.
Yeah.
Usher is that level of star and celebrity, and he brought the type of show that you would expect in the Super Bowl halftime show. I think his Vegas residency was kind of like that stepping stone to a show like that, because I know that whole roller skate thing he does.
Oh, it was bad ass, by the way. That was bad.
I think,
that was the turning point for me.
It was hard not to be impressed with, how well this guy dances, and he's pretty damn fit, too.
50 years old, right?
Is he?
50 or 51?
45.
45, yeah, you were 45 years old.
Yeah.
When they brought the roller skates out, I'm like, is Usher roller skating in this bitch? And I'm like, Usher is roller skating like a mug in this thing, man.
Yeah.
He's killing it. That was like one of the coolest aspects of any Super Bowl show I've ever seen, is to throw it back like that, because his music really is almost like a throwback to those roller skating rink days. Like, it really kind of is.
Yeah, and it was this big Atlanta thing, right? Bringing the A.
Oh, God, Jermaine Dupri came out there dressed like a 5-year-old English boy from the 1920s.
But I did think about it during it. I think this might be the first Super Bowl halftime show with roller skating.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Or rollerblading, whatever.
And then all of the musical guests, Alicia Keys.
Yeah. It was great.
Ludacris.
Yeah, it was great.
Little John.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
That was fun. I thought the first part of it, when it was just him, was a little flat.
Yeah.
Because he's got a close-up camera angle, and he's doing his little foot shuffle, Michael Jackson stuff. And I was like, this ain't doing it, guys.
Yeah.
You can't put the camera on one guy and have him just do some foot shuffling stuff. We've seen this a whole bunch. Like 40 years ago, we saw this. So give us some wide shots with a bunch of stuff happening. And sure enough,
because
it kind of pulled out a little bit and showed you the grand scope of what was going on.
And at one point, it's like you could catch a glimpse. There was a marching band right in front of them, but you never saw them until it was almost like the background of a shot. And then, 3/4 of the way through, they're showing a wider perspective of it, where you get to see everyone out there.
That was the great thing about the hip hop reunion last year, is they gave you a scope of how big the show was. Like, that set was like from the 30-yard line to the 30-yard line.
Yeah.
So it was giant.
That was 2 years ago, and
2
then
years
last
ago,
year was Rihanna,
That's
which
right, yeah.
also had that long thing that kind of took up the whole stadium. It's interesting because some of the artists, I know Springsteen was one where they did it, they had the fans all who are part of the show,
right,
and they're part of it on the stage. So you're getting that fan reaction that you would in a concert, that you would want for video, and everything else is dark. I'm always curious as to how is it playing in the stands. And I suppose on Friday we could talk to Candace Rich, because she was at the game.
Yeah, we'll hear all about
to see what it was like from her perspective, being in the stadium. We might need her for 2 segments.
Yeah, for
no
sure.
doubt.
Right. Yeah, it was pretty cool, and I didn't like. I'm not a gigantic Usher fan, but it's impossible to ignore his music. He's been around for years, so and the one thing that was weird is they didn't bring Bieber out, and Usher found Bieber.
Yeah,
like that's who discovered Justin Bieber as Usher, and he was at the game.
Yeah.
So people are like, one of the big controversies is that, like, if Bieber's there, he's at the game,
right?
Why isn't he involved? And they've got some collabs as well. So it really was kind of a confusing thing on why Justin Bieber wasn't part of it. And he's also, I guess, Usher is going on a tour after this.
Yep,
and Big World
new
tour.
album.
Yeah, new album.
It's got a stop in South Florida.
Yeah. And all the celebrities that were there was always kind of cool to see who was in the Taylor Swift box. It was kind of weird because it was Taylor Swift and Ice Spice.
I know.
Yeah.
Who is adorable, by the way.
I know.
With their little red fro. It's so adorable. But it is weird that they cross paths. That they're close friends.
I was like,
then
what?
You see a picture of Taylor Swift introducing Paul McCartney to Mr. Kelsey.
Exactly.
Jason Kelsey's dad.
It's so funny. And it was just a good game all up on. I thought they did a pretty good job for the halftime show. Some of the bits were pretty corny, like the Geico caveman that came up to do the NFL broadcast or the NFL like with Phil Simms or whatever, and he wound up throwing the papers
like in the pregame stuff.
Yeah, it was really odd.
They did a long bit, a Hangover-esque bit. Did you see that?
No.
Oh, this thing went on for a long time.
Really?
But it was the group, the Nate Burleson, Sims, all of them, and they did this whole waking up in Vegas and the Hangover, and they got to go do a show.
Oh,
and stuff.
wow, that's
Man,
cool.
That thing seemed to keep going on and on.
And the thing that's getting the most play this morning, because obviously not only was it a Super Bowl ad thing, but they're rolling out all kind of social after the fact, which would be the Dunkin' Donuts, Ben Affleck, and Tom Brady and
What do you
Matt
think
Damon.
of the spot?
It was okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it just seems so sell-outy.
Yeah.
They're all dressed in like Dunkin' Donuts sweatsuits from, because they're from Boston or from
Which,
the area up there.
By the way, went on sale today,
And
including the bucket hats.
Yeah.
And sold out.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah. Duncan. Oh, yeah.
Unbelievable.
Well, Affleck, I mean, his company, whatever, they say, average. So he's been creating these for, I don't know, a year or more.
Yeah,
a couple of years. Yeah.
Yeah, the Duncan things.
Yeah.
He's had that relationship for quite a while now.
Yeah.
And he brought Damon in and then Tom Brady in. But after the fact, like they're doing social media like after the game where it's like Damon and Affleck walking down the street talking to each other about how that worked, if it was good, just having a conversation after the fact, and they're still dressed up in their Duncan clown suits, which was kind of cool. But yeah, that was kind of funny. Did you guys have a favorite ad? The ads were a little weak this year, weren't they?
Okay,
They weren't funny.
So we have never, in the 25 years I've been on the station, done a post Super Bowl show without someone saying the ads were not as good this year.
Yeah,
right?
for
So,
sure.
And I know now that's what I mention is that we always say that. But and I don't know if it was because of how exciting the game was and the fact that so many of my bets were hitting that I was even more excited that the ads were really a second. I didn't even think about the ads, and that's one of the reasons I like not going to parties because I like witnessing it all. I was laughing at some of them.
I was underwhelmed. This is maybe, this may be the most underwhelming the ads have ever been for me.
That's what I was waiting for.
And here's the reason why.
I got to start saving that drop.
Even when you're like, okay, well, we're going to watch the Super Bowl ads. We know we're going to have some tearjerkers. We know we're going to have some family stuff. And we know we're going to have one that's like outrageously funny, outrageous that everyone's going to talk about.
Yeah.
Tell me the one spot everybody's talking about today.
Probably the Dunkin' Donuts.
It has to be the Dunkin' just because of the popularity of the people involved. I mean, you have the most famous, most successful quarterback in the NFL history, and you have two guys who are the most revered, actors and screenwriters in Hollywood.
Yeah.
The Jason Momoa one was pretty funny.
Oh, that one was good.
Yeah.
That one was
The
pretty
T-Mobile
funny.
one,
yeah, where he's very dancey.
And I thought
Flashdance.
at Deb,
Oh yeah.
you had a commercial in there. The Nerd Clusters.
Oh, I never saw that one.
The Gummy Nerd Clusters had a TV ad.
Did they really?
Did they really?
Oh, Deb.
I'm going to have to YouTube
After
that
your
bad
own
boy.
heart. And then the locals that kind of spun, you'll run your national ads, and they go into some of the local stuff that's more regional.
Yeah.
And I think that girl that's on with the Monsters had a spot on there. The tequila girl?
Daisy Del Toro?
Yeah, I think she had a spot. Like,
Did she?
It was weird, yeah. But, I mean, I think she had a spot for her tequila, like, during the Super Bowl. It was a regional one.
It's funny because I caught the end of the conversation. I remember they were talking about that. I did not see that commercial. My dog probably had to pee.
Yeah. I mean, you can go see him, but I mean, but it was pretty cool. I mean, look, the game was so good. I'm with you, Jack. The game was so good that I really didn't pay attention.
Yeah.
We watched the halftime show because we had to. I mean, you kind of have to. But the commercials, I was sitting there the entire game, and not one of them like hit me a little bit. I saw the Duncan one. I was like, okay, that's kind of funny, I guess. You know, because they're funny together. I think they make a good team, and Tom Brady does his best.
Aubrey Plaza one?
Yeah, that one's not bad. Hey, Aubrey, it's Aubrey Plaza, America's sweetheart.
Yeah.
You know, and obviously she's, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad. You know, the game, again,
it's all right.
To get a great football game and to have all the other aspects of it come together is asking a bit much. I do think Vegas
it's bad when you say it wasn't bad.
Yeah. But let me ask you real quick, because we're late already.
Yeah.
Do you think the NFL should choose one stadium like they did with the Superdome to have all Super Bowls at, or do you think it should roam around? Because it does give an unfair advantage to the home team if they happen to make it, but I think that's only happened like once or twice ever in the NFL history, right?
Yeah, the Rams also had it.
Yeah.
I like the fact that it moves around, and you know they have their favorite cities and stuff, and it's only been there. Well, obviously, first time for Vegas.
Yeah,
but man, it looked like it was meant for Vegas.
Oh yeah, are you kidding me?
Number one ad according to Ad Tracker. What do you think it was?
I mean, I'm going to go.
By the way, the Duncan ad came in at number 2.
It was number 2.
Yeah. Number 1.
Did we see it? Have we mentioned it today?
We have not mentioned it, but everyone saw it.
Is it
Budweiser?
Clydesdale return?
Neighbor.
Oh, neighbor.
Oh, yeah.
State Farm with Schwarzenegger. Like a good neighbor.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Load them up for last call, guys. We have all lines open. Grab one of those now. Little callback, little joke, something to make us laugh. It's your turn to do the show. 407-916-1041. All lines open. Grab one for last call. We'll do that next.
Got something to say?
Oh, my God. Don't look, you son of a bitch.
Call now. 407-916-1041. Last call. Sponsored by Life Imaging FLA. Now open. Call pound 250 keyword free heart scan.
From the Cool Today Weather Center, cooltoday.com.
What's going on, Central Florida? I'm Fox 35 Storm Team Meteorologist Noah Bergen here. Chilly tonight, upper 40s. Wednesday's the pick of the week. Mostly sunny, should be a beauty. Thursday, Friday, mid-70s, blend of clouds and sun. Saturday, Sunday, totally cloudy. Rain builds during the midday and afternoon. Saturday, it rains Saturday night to Sunday morning. With some hope, we'll have the rain moving out late Sunday, but it does look like there will be at least some impact or delay to the Daytona 500 this coming Sunday.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Shop deals on LG at Lowe's with up to 35% off select major appliances. Plus, save an extra $75 on every $750 you spend on all major appliances. Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid through 2/28. Savings vary based on purchase amount. Exclusions apply. See Lowes.com for more details.
Hey, man, it's time to take care of yourself and make sure that your heart is healthy in 2024. How can you do that? You say, how can I do that? Well, you can do it easily with my friends over at Life Imaging FLA. I was just talking to the owner, Judy, last week, and she was just sitting there glowing about how many people they have helped here in Central Florida after only being in town since like May of last year. 71 people have had their lives changed because of Life Imaging FLA. How has it been changed? Well, it's been extended because a number of these people had to go into surgery not long after their scan because of blockages they found with their Life Imaging and free scan. Remember, this is a free scan, just a few minimum requirements. It is a $699 value. But what it gives you in peace of mind, guys, is unbelievable. Look, my scan was incredible. My heart turned out to be fine, but I had kidney issues, some diverticulitis issues, and some others as well. I went and took that information right to my doctor. We created that plan, made those appointments, and now we know what's going on and everything's fine. But wow, we can at least track it. You can do the same thing. Don't wait. Do exactly what I did. Call Life Imaging FLA right now. Get that free heart scan. And while you're there, you got to ask about their cancer screening as well. It could not be easier to make your appointment. Just pick up your cell phone, dial pound 250, say the keyword free heart scan. That's pound 250. The keyword is free heart scan. You'll be connected in seconds. Make that call today. Make 2024 the year you take control of your long-term health care. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto-dial text message from iHeartMedia.
Sunshine came softly through my window today.
Florida truly is the Sunshine State, and it shows in everything we grow. When you shop, choose fresh from Florida.
'Cause I made my mind up, you're going to be mine. I tell you right now.
Fresh from Florida. There's sunshine in every bite.
In this week's Marketers Report, Raja Rajamanar, Chief Marketing and Communications Officer of MasterCard, talks about measurement.
Measuring Sonic and Sonic branding, the principles of measurement are the same, but the parameters that you measure are different. We measured, and what we find is our investment is paying for itself in oodles.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, trusted influencers, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Over $6 billion in tax refunds were flagged by the IRS for possible identity theft in 2023. If you're in a bind this tax season, LifeLock can help. Their U.S.-based restoration specialists are dedicated to helping solve identity theft issues, and all plans are backed by the $1 Million Protection Package, which means if you lose money because of identity theft, LifeLock will reimburse you to the limits of your plan. Go to LifeLock.com and save up to 25% your first year with promo code CLAY.
Game-bred bare-knuckle MMA fans, the time is now! March 2nd, Orlando, Florida, live at the Kia Center with a historic main event. Junior Dos Santos. He's got to get out.
Junior Dos Santos has knocked out the Black Beast.
And Dos Santos is the victor! Versus Allen, the Talent Belcher, Orlando, Florida, March 2nd. Get your tickets right now at Ticketmaster.com.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed? Because no two people sleep the same. Only the Sleep Number smart bed lets you each choose your individual firmness and comfort, your Sleep Number setting. The Climate 360 smart bed is so smart it actively cools or warms up to 13 degrees on either side for your ideal sleep temperature. And now, during our President's Day sale, save 50% on the Sleep Number limited edition smart bed, plus free home delivery when you add any base. Ends Monday. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
Hey, are you planning to get an updated COVID-19 vaccine?
Yep. I don't want to get seriously sick and miss out on spending time with friends and family.
Does it cost a lot? I don't have insurance.
If you don't have health insurance, or if your insurance doesn't cover an updated COVID-19 vaccine, you can get one for free with the Bridge Access program. Just look for places that participate in Bridge Access on vaccines.gov.
Sounds good. Bridge Access on vaccines.gov.
A message from CDC.
Are you a business owner, CEO, or responsible for marketing? If you are, iHeartMedia can help you reach your goals and find new customers. We reach more consumers in your target area than anyone else, and we can give you access to those potential customers more cost-effectively across radio, digital, podcasting, and social. We'd love to show you how iHeartMedia can work for you. Get started today at iHeartAdvertising.com. That's iHeartAdvertising.com.
Hello, this is Susie Essman and Jeff Garland.
I'm here.
And we are the hosts of the History of Curb Your Enthusiasm podcast. And we're going to be rewatching and talking about every single episode, and we're going to break it down. Oh, and we're going to be joined by special guests, including Larry David and Cheryl Hines, Richard Lewis, Bob Odenkirk, and so many more. And we're going to have clips, and it's just going to be a lot of fun. So listen to the History of Curb Your Enthusiasm on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
There's only one place to watch this nonsense. At Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
Galileo Galilei.
(407) 916-1041. Text us at 77031. I read like 5 stories on the guy today, and nobody mentioned it Galilei. Nobody spelled it that way. Nobody corrected anything. No, there was no phonetic spelling of his name to say that it was Galilei. I guess it could be. There's no H. And I've never known him. Yeah, it's G-A-L Galilei. But it ends E-L.
That's Irish, right?
Yeah.
He was Irish?
Yeah.
Galilei?
Yeah. Galilei. Swedish. Swiss. Austrian. All right, welcome back. I'm Jim. Deb is here, and so is Jack.
The other side of the globe.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But I was just going over that Yodely He Who thing was the Price is Right thing.
Yep.
And that guy was Austrian, was he not? Or Switzerland, Swiss.
Whoa.
I'm trying to figure it out because here's the thing.
Swiss yodeler.
Swedes and Swiss get mixed up all the time. Swedes are not
in my
from
head.
Switzerland. Swedes are from Sweden. The Swiss are from Switzerland. But I get that. I used to get that confused all the time. And I don't know why, but I did.
I believe I do that with Denmark and Belgium.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'll be damned.
Mm-hmm.
Jack?
Yeah, that would be Canada and Mexico.
All right, yeah,
I'm
sure.
screwed all the
Very
time.
hard.
I'm still not sure where the wall's supposed to go.
All right, 3 lines open, 407-916-1041. Grab one of those for last call. We'll get to you guys in 1 second. Again, 3 lines open, 407-916-1041. Your opportunity to do the show a little bit, make us laugh, a little callback from the program, a statement that you would like to make, anything like that. Just get your voice on the air. You can do that again. It's 407-916-1041. Grab one of those 3 open lines. We'll get to you guys here in just 1 second. Coming up tomorrow, we have Scott Maxwell in from the Orlando Sentinel. It's Wednesday. Who is in for Animal House tomorrow?
We have Cora Burcham from the Save the Manatee Club.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
Nice.
she's
We
going
get
to
to
be
see
joining
her.
us tomorrow in studio.
Haven't seen Cora in quite a bit.
Yeah, it's been a while.
She's actually from one of the countries we just mentioned, right?
Austria.
Yeah,
I think you had them all.
Yeah. I think she's German, isn't she?
No, she's from Austria.
She is from Austria? Yeah, same thing. Basically, same thing.
Trust Deb's memory.
All right, 407.
And also on tomorrow's show, again, up for JCS Trivia, tickets to Nate Bargatze, tickets to the Arnold Palmer Invitational, or tickets to Spark STEM Fest at the Orlando Science Center. You know, a nice trio of prizes for you to pick from, plus 4 more shots at $1,000.
And by the way, those are really like good deals because I mean the Bargatze tickets, like for pretty good tickets, I think just to get in the building is like $45 or $50. And I think a day pass for the API, even on the weekdays, I think is anywhere from that like $50 to $70, $80. So we had a lot of good prizes in there. And that Spark STEM Fest is awesome. Didn't it used to be called something else?
It was, yes, it was Otronicon. Then it
Otronicon.
became STEM Fest. Then it sparked STEM Fest.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
All right, 407-916-1041. Still got a couple lines if you want to grab one of those here at the last minute. Deb, who do we have to thank today?
We have a list, my friend.
All right, I'll wait.
We're
Let's
going to
go.
start it off with Frogger's Grill and Bar for their $25 gift card. And congrats once again to Nick for picking me.
Yay.
The winner
that's
of
right.
the last football pool.
You killed it, man. You had a pretty good year.
I did. Yeah, I did.
Better than you.
We also want to thank Brandon Kravitz from our sister station, FM 96.9 The Game. Scott Brown with Edgewater Family Wealth. And last but never least, Sam Bowen and Candace Rich for running that YouTube chat.
That's right. Can't wait to talk to Candace on Friday. We probably won't even do a Rich Tips. We'll probably just talk to her about the Super Bowl. She was there.
Yeah.
And didn't she take some pictures with some famous people?
Eli Manning, I saw one of those.
Yeah, I think there's a couple others in there. Yeah, it's very cool. We'll get to hear her experience at the Super Bowl. I've only talked to one person who's actually ever gone to the game.
And didn't she have like a suite or like a box or something?
She was balling, dude.
Yeah, but I think it was just regular regular lower bowl.
Yeah.
Okay.
Was it really? I thought she got access to that because of her husband's deal with the railroad.
Tune in Friday. We're going to get the deets.
Yeah, we're
we
going
have
to
a
get finding the info.
Question of the day?
We did have a question. It's in our YouTube chat. We encourage you to not only check out Jim Colbert Show on YouTube, but also subscribe to us there and like it when you're watching the video. The question that we put up was, have you already purchased a gift for Valentine's Day?
Oh, man. Thank you for reminding me.
Which is, just over 5 hours away. I ain't lying.
I think that
No, you're not.
I think most people are pretty good at this. I am going to say that 62% of our listeners have already purchased their Valentine's gift.
So check out how close this is. 64% have not purchased a gift.
Oh.
36 in the affirmative.
Hey. Where are you at on that list, Tom?
Yeah, I'm in no right now.
No?
Yeah, I'm on stop.
It's still it's early.
Is that what? Early?
What?
You said it yourself. It's 5 hours away.
Says the man who has
Easy.
no
Hey,
plans.
Time out.
Easy.
I made reservation.
Yeah,
These are-
you made.
yeah.
I was talking about this guy over here.
Don't talk about me like that. And don't point at me. All right, let's get out of here. Some last call here. Mike, last call.
Mike, the legend, Buzzer Larson here. I cleaned this one up, Jimmy, because I've been in trouble before.
Okay, buddy.
Relax, no seatbelt required. What do Trump's hair and a G-string have in common, Jimmy?
I don't know, buddy. What do Trump's hair and a G-string have in common?
Oh, they both barely cover a butt. Quack, Jimmy,
All right. Not bad, buddy. Not bad at all. Uncle Tony, last call.
Hey, getting a little bit older to the older age, I was thinking, what would be a better choice for a Valentine's Day gift for a man, tacos or boobs? And I honestly can't decide which would be better. I can't do it.
All right, let's get the hell out of here. Coming up tomorrow, Ross is back with us tomorrow. Like I said, Scott Maxwell,
Yay.
Animal House in tomorrow. Your calls, texts, and talkbacks. Plus, 4 more opportunities for you to take home $1,000 in this last week of the contest. And don't forget, our sauce jar is full of cool stuff. So we'll have that as well tomorrow. On behalf of Deb, Jack, and Ross, I am Jim. We follow the News Junkie. They follow the Monsters of the Morning. And for us, it's Tom and Dan with the Corporate Time and our friends from Real Laughs. We'll see you tomorrow at 3 for more of the Jim Colbert Show. Until then, have yourself a fantastic Tuesday evening.
Bye.
Yeah, right. Whatever.
A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan is coming up next on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry